like Tika said, oh, so that's what be happening? All right. Hey, I ain't want to gossip. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
See,
want
I
to
can't say
gossip.
shit. You see, the ears are always on me. That's why I gotta be careful. No, it's look. I'm gonna call you later, babe. Stop. Anyway, go ahead. So, shit. Damn.
Let me just give a shout out to Let's Talk with JVJ. He said, shout out to my girl Grace. Y'all get to embracing folks. I know that's right. And then Randy says she coming up here with a 2-part answer. So here's her first part. Men. The man is the head of household, protector, and provider. I think about my parents. My mom followed my dad's lead. My mom passed. Okay, hold on. Let me click on that. She said, my mom passed away at the age of 64 in 2022. My parents were married for 42 years. When my mother was dying, my dad took care of her and held our family together and still is. So we know where Randy's standing on 10 toes with this on a bikini on a canoe. She said the men. But
She's a blessed one. We all know everybody don't have that story. She knows that. Both my
exactly. I
mothers
was
are
just I
still
was
here.
just
You
gonna
know,
say that.
I know for a fact my story of still having both my mother and father. I know that's rare. I know it's rare for people, even like yourself, Gracie, for the fact that you knew your dad. Like, you know your dad's voice, his smile, how he, everything. You knew his attitude, what he liked, baseball teams, everything about your dad. At least you know him. There are women who don't and guys who don't. So
I hear
I
you.
also take those factors into consideration as far as relationships. What this woman is talking about right here is somebody who will take that she has grew up with into whatever relationship she's in life, more than likely. So when we got a whole bunch of dysfunctional ass shit, we also got to look at the back. I keep going back to the root system. The root system is where it all started. You keep looking at the branches and the damn stems and all of that, and you can why the fruit ain't coming out good, but you're not looking at the roots. You're not looking at it's rotten from the down up. It's going down and it's starting to form up. You need to fix this right here.
Exactly. You got to get it
But I
from the
digress.
root.
My mic is muted. So
Let
rock
me
out.
go ahead. Let me go ahead and welcome Soap. How you doing, fam?
Yo. Yo.
Okay,
Yo.
well, you know,
Yo.
I don't know how much you heard of everything in the intro, but I'm gonna come at you with this question, and I'm gonna just get
Oh.
down to the nitty gritty. Tell me, so who is the prize to you, and why? The man or the woman? And you got to elaborate. Well, you don't have a problem elaborating. You one of the good
So
ones, like
sound like
Smitty.
he found a new brand of cereal today. You nigga, you happy?
Hey man,
Oh, I just bought me a big box of Frosted Flakes today.
I'm always happy, dog. I ain't never upset. You know what I mean? Sometimes y'all be getting on my goddamn nerves, but it's all good. I love y'all.
That's family.
You ain't never
And the
upset,
family,
so
dog. You know what I'm saying?
look me in
But
my face.
listen,
I mean, look through that icon and say that
Stop,
to my face.
Smitty.
All right,
Smitty.
all right.
don't make me rock bottom you, Smitty. Don't make me rock bottom you. It's my Smitty on you, dog. All right. Now listen.
That's family
You know what I mean?
matters.
Yeah, you know what I mean? April 9th coming, dog. April 9th coming, dog. Let's get it. Now listen, with that being said, man, I think that people are the prize period, man. Like, to be honest with you. Like everybody has value, you know what I mean, to me. And I think in a relationship, both have to bring value, you know what I mean? And because essentially, if you're with a woman and she not really bringing you value, the Bible talks about like be careful of a wayward woman. Careful of a woman that can like just take your life and just make that thing go completely out of control. You know what I mean? And it also says like you'd rather be on the roof of a house than be with a woman that's causing you turmoil. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Damn.
you gotta be careful of that. But then you also, as a woman, you gotta be careful of a certain type of guy. You know what I mean? Because a certain type of man, you know what I mean, if he's not stepping in and he's not doing certain things, you know what I mean, to basically improve your life, he's gonna bring you down. You know what I'm saying? And then, he's not adding to your life. You know what I mean? He's not bringing any type of love or any type of when you get together as a union, y'all got to bring love. You got to bring peace, patience, all the fruits of the spirit, right? You got to bring that to each other as a union. When that's not happening, you're gonna have it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna let you know that it's gonna be issues. You know what I mean? People are gonna be going back and forth. Essentially, you know what I mean? If I had to pick of a certain group of people, you know what I mean? I may, part of my heart will probably say kids are prized because they're such a blessing. You know what I mean? And they are the most vulnerable. You know what I mean? Kids are so impressionable, man. They are, y'all know this more than I do because y'all parents, but they are a reflection of ourselves, and they, you know what I mean? They come into this world and they are literally a gift, man. You know what I mean? They're a gift that you get to teach, you get to inspire, and you get to put so much into them. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and that's the beauty of kids. So to me, I would say, you know, if you, you know, my heart would say more of kids, but really all people are a prize to me. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I believe everybody has value. But that's just my take. But you know, I might troll a little bit with y'all tonight. You know what I mean? Because you know how I do sometimes. Sometimes I troll, but not all the time. You know what I mean? Is that my dad? No, I thought my dad was calling me.
I hear you. Bess, let me ask you a question. Is that the guest that you said you was bringing up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and introduce her and make her feel at home? Because, you know, you're part of this channel too. So
hey, Gracie, back chat, Gracie. Look at the back chat.
Okay, take heed. How you doing, Queen? Move me to so. I don't know how to do that. Okay, but I'll work on it.
Hey, touch this.
But go ahead.
Just click. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you how to do it.
Touch it, it'll bubble up.
I got it, Smitty. Just click on his box and just switch us over. All you gotta do is click on it one time and just switch.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Hold on.
Just click on it. That's it.
Told you.
There you go.
I didn't. All right, so go ahead.
I like it right here.
I told Miss Polly Tuesday night. I said the step back's still real, Miss Polly. I still got it. I ain't missing my shot. You know what I mean? You trying to challenge on the debate?
So let me give a quick shout out to Take Heed. Thank you for coming. Foxy Moon, thank you for coming. Trust me, if you got something to say, you want some people to hear it, we need to hear it, okay? But go ahead, we got company, y'all. Introduce our guest.
Yes. So I have to introduce, you know, family here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, a great artist, a great person. You know what I mean? My sister, you know what I mean? Daisha, she's, you know, phenomenal, wonderful. She has great questions, great insight. You know what I mean? And you know, she definitely is just, you know, a wonderful person. You know what I mean? Me and Smitty have already interacted with her on different levels. You know what I mean? And we know that she's definitely cool. So yeah, salute to her.
No, I'm about to get one of the pictures and shit. I'm about to get one of those hung up. You know, we gotta support. So we already talked.
Okay,
Grace,
so
I like the green too, Grace. I ain't gonna tell you. I like the green.
Thank you. So welcome to the channel. I'm Grace from Embrace the Grace. So, but let's get right into it because I'll get to know you as the show proceeds. Mm-hmm. So the topic today is, who is the prize? The man or the woman, and why? I need you to elaborate. I don't want just a simple answer. I want your heart and soul into that answer.
I got you.
What say you?
Okay, I say basically I think I heard Bess say it too, but I genuinely believe both should be the prize and both should be treated as such. I mean, I always like to look biblically. I don't say anything about people's religion. I don't, you know, try to force my religion on anybody, but biblically it does say, you know, king and queen, and they should both be treated as such. You're a human being just like I'm a human being. And if I'm coming to you for love, right, that means that I'm here to dedicate myself into serving you and vice versa, which means I'm treating you as the prize, just as you're treating me as the prize. We're serving each other. So, and I feel like that's kind of what love and everything is. So I mean, my answer, I feel like is fairly short because I just feel like both people can be the prize. I don't feel like one has to be one or the other. Now, I do believe that the man should propose, kind of thing. I do believe that for commitment things. But as far as a prize in itself, nah, my husband's going to be my trophy, you know, and I'm going to be his. And we're going to treat each other as such. So that's my idea. That's my opinion.
Okay. Hey, and it's all good, and I like it. And take heed to the message. She said, it's the man, because he is the foundation, and that is the only way you can build properly. Okay, much respect. Me and he are very two peas in a pod. We think alike a lot, and we're older.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I want to ask this. Okay, so to take heed. Okay, so I'm going to ask this question, and you can answer as well, Gracie. What I want to know is, okay, and thank you for that. I mean, because honestly, us as men, I mean, shit, we don't get enough compliments, period. So, I mean, any that's dished our way, I'm pretty sure most of us are going to bathe in that. So, much love to that. If I'm the prize, I'm just curious. What are you? And the thing is that I wonder, do you take time to even think about, see, I think that it's more so like women need to come out of how you look at things all the way. I also have thoughts in this relationship too. So when you say I'm the prize, and if I'm saying, nah, babe, like, you understand, like, I see so much value in you as well. A large part of my drive and what I do is because I'm coming home to your cooking, your loving, your touch, your counsel, your nurturing, right? So I'm just curious. If I'm the prize, what are you?
Good
I'm
question.
just curious. Because if we're going to say, and vice versa, if you're the prize, then what am I?
Well,
that's why I think
if you're the,
you know, I kind of stay clear from that type of talk. But now, rock out though, Gracie. What you got? Who? If I'm the prize,
my answer, I am the crown to your head. That's who I am. You are my king, but I am the crown.
The crown is what we all wait for to put on us. Even look at beauty pageants. What do they wait for? They do all that shit to get what? That crown and the bouquet of flowers at the end.
Okay, so that is what I will be. That is what I will be to my man, the crown on his head. Okay. But you have to understand, a queen only becomes a queen when she's a king. A king is a king with or without a queen.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So yes, with that
but Gracie, both have to be appointed regardless. Now, yes, a king is generally not appointed by another woman. You know, generally, yes, it's like from the father down, so on and so forth. I do agree with that if we're talking about typical traditional traits. Okay, cool, right? All I'm saying is that regardless, a king has to be appointed. No man just walks into a castle like, I'm king. All right, everybody follow me. Where my crown at? I need a big ass turkey leg and some shit. No, that's not how that works. Okay? How this works is you got to be appointed. Same thing with a woman. She has to be appointed by the king. So I get it. The fact is both have to be appointed by the king before. So that is very much true. Even down to certain men when they go into families, like royal families, that man has to be like scanned all the way through, bloodline and everything else. So it's very much so a rigorous test that we go through as well. The only thing I'm saying is that I do believe, even if we want to take it back to a biblical sense, you know, okay, all right, that man was created. I don't know, the rib, whatever the fuck y'all want to say. I don't know, just... You know, okay.
I got you because I got that on my index notes.
Yeah, then we were given a helpmate. We were given a companion. We were given a counter. Okay, cool. Right? Now, in that sense, is she looking at me as I'm the prize because when I was created, you were right here, ready to hold me, ready to love me? Or is he looking at her like, wow, before you came, I was complete, I was whole, I was full, but I was lonely. I now have your company. So I mean, I don't, me personally, when it comes to this whole like trying to like word shit, like somebody's supposed to be so superior to the other. Like, I mean, I swear on life, the one of the number one reasons why I have such the care that the delicate care that I may have when it comes to a woman is because of my mother's upbringing, but it's also because of my father's discipline and my father's teachings. And so me being who I am today, which I would consider myself a hybrid version of my mother and father, I would say that a large part of everything that I consist of, inside and out, is really split down the middle between attributes of my mother and attributes of my father. One doesn't weigh a more heavier part of my life than the other. And that's all I wanted to throw in, but I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
Okay,
Grace, I got one question for you, Grace. I got one question for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you talk about this whole crown thing, right? Has any man ever loved you so much that you felt like, and you knew that you were the prize? He made you feel like you were royalty. He made you feel like you were the prize. He made you feel like, yo, I'm Cinderella, and this man has swept me off my feet like a Prince Charming. Like, yo, he's loving me to the full. Like, my cup overflows. Look at Grace's face. Relax, Grace, relax. I'm not even answering the question. I'm done, man. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So, Grace
Yes.
imagine it now.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
because I'm going into character. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
So you have felt that way before?
Yes, I have. I would call him and be like, babe, can you pick up a pack of toilet paper? And he would go to Sam's and bring the freaking industrial size. I'm like, damn, ain't that much shit in the world. But you see what I'm saying? It's like all I had to do was open my mouth and be like, okay, but it was reciprocated. I did not feel or think that I was punking him out or he was punking me out. You understand? Because when there is a sense of reciprocation, it's a beautiful thing. It's when one is doing more than the other or not doing enough, that's when resentment starts setting in, and then anger, and then hatred. So you gotta be open to reciprocating shit. It's not just about me. You know, the next time he asks me for something and I'm on the road, babe, can you stop by and get me a 6-pack of Corona? I'm gonna get you the big 48, long neck, because I gotta. It's not like we're trying to outdo each other, but you just gotta have reciprocation. And yes, I have been in that situation. And it was a beautiful thing. It's like a well-oiled running machine when two people are working together and handing over.
Oh, yeah,
what?
Having a Spock moment. Go ahead, Spock.
You said it. No, you said it, because right here, where Sister Take Heed, and thank you so much for your comments. Your thoughts are always welcome. Right? So she says, it's the man because he is the foundation, and that is the only way to build properly. And everything you just said it's like a well-oiled running machine. What is? You and that man working in tandem. How you build is that man and that woman working in tandem. It's the cooperation. No man goes about this life truly in his right head saying to himself, I'm going to do this shit all by myself. He just don't. That is not.
And God said he's not supposed to do it by himself.
We have it in our head. I know things are working great. I got a lot of shit. Look, I got it on the ball. But I know if I had her right here, oh my goodness gracious, the completion of that. All right, so I'm the hunter. Gracie, it's me and you. We have our cabin home. Picture the snow around us or whatever. It's a forest out there. All right, I got a big ass bear that's strung up, right? I done gutted it and everything. I got it down to the cut steak and all of that.
Some sazon and adobo, sofrito. Well, I got you.
So listen, right? So I got so I need to make sure I can continue to fish and hunt and do what I need to do outside. Where we live is cold. So now I skin it real good, I sun, and then I bring you that big old bear. And you're like, you wanna have a rug for the fireplace? And I'm no. And I'm like, no. I need a coat, my love. Because it's cold out here. So now, yeah, I'm doing all that heavy ass work, but guess what? My wife, my lady was the one that sat down and mended that nice woven. So now I got sleeves. You know what I'm saying? Now I got me some furry little boots. They look like some ugly ass Uggs, but whatever. Shit, you know, she made them for me. I love them. You know what I'm saying? All right, boom. You know what I'm saying? I even got a little hood with my shit and everything. She done got creative and some more shit. Guess what? Now she don't have to worry about where is he. Come to find out, she know her husband I ain't froze to death because I don't have the proper, the proper clothing. I don't care what you think of when it comes to whatever it is I can do around that house, wherever it's the heavy, because we only think about the heavy lifting. We have no idea how fucking important it is to have somebody be able to hand wash your clothes, to have somebody be able to have your things organized and ready, to have somebody remind you of when you should do this and do that, because we be having a lot on our fucking plate. And when you have a woman by your side that can help you keep up with your goddamn regimen, that is absolutely golden.
You're absolutely right.
It makes me want to go out and work twice as hard and bring back twice as much goddamn caribou and goddamn fish and shit. Why? Because just like how you said, I'm not going to bring you the 6-pack. I'm going to bring you that 48 fucking goddamn bass. I'm going to bring your ass a whole goddamn dolphin. What do you want? I'm going to bring you back whatever it is that I can bring you back to the fullest. Why? Because you really help keep me going. Yes, I'm a machine, but you're that oil that keeps me well running. Cylinders lock up if the oil ain't in it.
And Smitty, and that I think is where we are disconnected, because a lot of women out here are so busy at looking at the trees in front of them that they're not looking at the forest, the whole situation. Okay, they're not. If I make that coat for you, I know you're going to be warm. You're going to be more comfortable hunting. You're going to bring in better bring me better quality food, and like you said, absolutely. Take Heed wants to come up, and Uncle Ferg wants to come up. So I am sending the link for Take Heed and Trey Ferg. And marriage, politics, and sports, you got this. So hold on. And knowledge and relationships, you got one. You got a seat too now. So come on now. This only applies to people that I don't know or that I know that are on some bullshit. So give me 1 second.
I'm gonna put it in the business chat. I'm gonna put it in my business chat. The link. So if they want to come up, they can come up.
So while we're getting people up here, I'm going to do what I do. I know you guys are used to, I don't just come up here and talk my shit. I do my research. I get my statistics. And I'm learning just as you guys are learning with me, because a lot of these topics are happening in my real life right now, or somebody's going through it, or I've gotten an email or a text and be like, hey, can you talk about this? I'm going to make my girl watch it. So topics come from all over the place. So while we start bringing people up, let me see. There's a message here. I'm in the back. Okay. I got you, Smitty. Let me see. Who else needs to come up? Okay. I knew our pain was going to be up in here. Add to the stage. Okay. Is our pain there? Smitty's there.
Now I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Okay. Oh my girl, I have been wanting my queen to come up here since the first day I met her. I fell in love with her for this first day I met her because she's something special now. She does not play, ladies and gentlemen. So please do not get offended. If you get easily offended, you might want to put some headphones on, because
Gracie, bring me up top right. Bring me up top right, Gracie.
Okay. I just learned something new today, guys. I didn't even know you could move it like this. There we go. There we go. And then we'll put him in the middle, in between the two lovely ladies. Let me see if it moved. and we're still waiting on Unc, but that's okay. You can take your time. Okay, so I see your let me see. It says here the answer of who is the prize has a natural answer. Any woman that has to lead her family will eventually resent and disrespect her man. Absolutely. And you know that's right. But let me go ahead and bring in Take Heed, because I know she boiling over there. My queen, how you doing tonight?
Hello, my dear. It's good to see everybody. I'm not balling. I'm trying to cook. We got a big family thing going on, and you know my husband's mom homegoing service, so I'm cooking, and that's why I'm not on here dressed and everything. So
I hear you. But what say you?
Thank you. So what I wanted to respond was, I love what this brother just said. Please, what's his name again?
Smitty?
Smitty, my brother. I love your response. I love it. I just want to say this. Since we're talking about the man since we're talking about who is the prize, right? Okay. The man is the prize to me. Okay. He's the prize to me because he's the foundation. But for me, on my side, on my part, I have to address it the same way. Now, what Grace said, that I am the crown, this is true, because biblically we are the crown that resides on top of the man's head. This is correct. But I'm going to take it like this. Since we're going by gift, right? Who is the prize, right? So the woman would be just like I put in terms with the table. When we say the man, well, on my channel, I say the man is the table, but I came to dress the table. Okay. Shout out to Ricky, because Ricky always use that, and I say the same thing. The man is the table. I came to dress the table. So since the man is the prize, right? I believe he's the prize. Then I'm the wrapping paper. I came to wrap the prize. You see?
There's your answer to the question, Smitty. Yeah, then who? Go ahead, Miss.
Yeah, we coexist together. So that's how it works. We complement one another, and that's how you continue to grow in your marriage, when you complement one another. But if you don't do that, then all hell breaks loose. And I think that's the concept that we miss in our culture. We don't know how to complement each move that each one makes. You know what I'm saying? When the husband, and you don't have to do it, but I know it helped. I know it helps in my marriage, and I've been married 16 years. That I compliment my husband, just like he compliment me. You know what I'm saying? If he go and he pays the mortgage, I see the mortgage come out of the bank account, because we have a joint bank account. Anytime any of the bills come out, I always tell him, honey, thank you, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, because he know that's his job. But there's nothing wrong. My husband just cleaned the yard, the front yard, backyard today, because we got family coming over. And what I tell him, baby, thank you, I appreciate you. So it's complimenting one another. I think that's the thing we miss. We want to worry about who is who and who is this, but we don't understand to compliment one another. I can call him the prize, and I can tell him I'm the wrapping paper. He'll laugh. He'll say, that's right, baby. So, you know, it's complimenting. That's just my take on it.
I know that's right.
And
we always.
I like that. I like that. To give a quick response. And you take it away, Gracie. I like that. See, everything that you and Gracie keep saying, and see, I totally understand it. Now, peep game, right? In the beginning of when I was speaking on the whole who's the prize, I said, I'm the prize to you, you're the prize to me. So like everything you all are saying as far as like your husband being the prize, that's beautiful, and it should be that way. You should look at your man as he is the prize in your life. Guess what though? Me as a man, you're my prize. Like I didn't make sure I kept my looks up, and I made sure my body was strong, and I developed all these skills and everything to attract another man. I didn't do this to impress other men. I did it, one, first and foremost, to chase my purpose. And throughout those travels of me chasing my purpose and getting a grasp of that, I found you along the way. And or we came across each other. Because maybe I came across you because you were in seek of your purpose as well. And maybe because we were two people on the same highway. Oh yeah, beep, beep, there you go, I see you. You see? So I get what you're saying, but it's like, all I'm saying is that I will totally get any woman saying her man is the prize. He should be. He's your man. And guess what? You're my trophy. You're my prize. You're my, this is what I got right here to show for me, especially when you compliment your man. Oh, that, goodness gracious. If that is not the icing on the cake, you and your compliments to your man and how you move, how you conduct yourself, how he operates, you don't embarrass him. People know he about his business, goddamn it. His wifey the same way. He don't take no shit, she the same way. You see? So that's how all of these things start to work out and play themselves into play. But no, what you're saying, absolutely on point. You and Gracie, there is absolutely no disagreement whatsoever. You're 1,000% on point. But just always know that you're my prize as well. I work hard for you too.
Absolutely. Mr. R. Payne, how you doing, sir?
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Yeah, this is a nice topic. I know we go wrestle back and forth, but it's a natural answer to this one. I just, I try to see if I'm going to sum it up, but my wife, I'm the prize in my family, but my wife makes that particular race worth winning. I don't do the things I do for just any old woman, and so in my relationship, everything that we have here is because I make sure it happens, but she's the ribbon. I know, take heed, how you doing? She said she's the wrapping paper. I was going to use the term, my wife is the ribbon on the trophy, so I think when we talk about these things, if we look at recency bias and all this sort of shit about women being better than men and all that kind of stuff, we get confused. I think the natural order things answers this question all by itself. Because I've even seen a content creator try to make a case for house husbands, right? And the women go out to work and the man stays home and milks the babies and shit like that. And and he had a logical answer for why that might be, but he's still missing the point. The point really is that that's against the nature of man and women. And it can only last. It's a broke construct, because women want a man that they could appreciate, they could admire and respect. And if she's coming home and you're asking her for milk money night after night, day after day, that's just not going to work. A man has to be reasonably assured that his woman views him as her first choice. It's as simple as that. I'll just land it there.
Thank you for that. I thank you for that. All right, Uncle Fur, you up? What say you?
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing today?
Hey, what's going on, Fur?
Mr. Kid, I just want to send my condolences. I just lost
my condolences as well.
So, what I'm saying? Just be strong to your king. He gonna be all right, and y'all gonna do exactly what y'all do. Be king and queen together. My
Are you the prize, Uncle Ferg, or is Auntie the prize?
I'm gonna say it like this: my wife is the cake, and she gonna glue it all together. She's the cake, but I'm the icing. Now, when you go to see some cake, do you want a plain cake or do you want some icing on it?
I eat the icing before I eat the cake, sir.
There you go. That's what I am.
Yeah, I'm just about to say, hold on, Uncle Ferg. I thought we was cake. Hold on.
No. They got the cakes, but we're not the cake. See, but in this dynamic, she is the cake. She is the glue. He's got the house together. And I'm speaking in form of a house inside.
Man, you crazy.
We work 1,000% together, Listen,
Eat the
man,
cake out of me.
I don't have problems. It's hard for me to answer this in a sense that who's the prize. I'm the prize in my marriage. I've always been the prize in any relationship that I've been in. And I'm talking about from younger to old. Now that I'm an older guy, yeah, I'm the prize. I've always been consistent in how I work. I take care of myself. I try to protect the people that are in my life, even my siblings. Even if they didn't want the protection, I tried to be a protector. So I've always moved a certain kind of way as far as people that I bring into my life and just protecting them. And if they didn't want to be protected, I didn't fight them to protect them, but I'm a warrior, I'm a fighter, I'm the prize because I'm going to protect everything me and my wife got. And she going to keep on making it smell good in my house. Y'all want something to eat? It don't matter, from a goosey stew to some apple cobblers. She can do it. And you better not touch it without me being around because I'll chop your hand off. I'm the prize of all that. And I'm eating the cakes as much as I want.
All right, Unc. All right. Miss Cynthia Bell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a while. You guys, Miss Cynthia Bell has been a gem in my life. She gave me the first opportunity to act in a play. Then she is a playwright. And then I was a leading position in my second play with her. How have you been?
I've been on the journey, girl.
I hear you. How's the family?
Well, we here.
Okay. It's better than not being here.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm glad you came up here tonight because I know you got something to say. So who the prize, Miss Bell? Is it the man or is it the woman, and why?
Oh, I'm gonna listen in a little bit before I comment because you guys are really on fire. So I'm just gonna sit and listen.
Okay. All right, no problem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go. What was that?
Did we ever get to Daisha? Daisha, did you ever say anything?
Yeah, I felt like the prize was both,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay.
I like the
Okay.
idea of someone said something in the comments that love should be the prize. And I would have to agree with that one. Because at the end of the day, as you guys mentioned, it's a complementary thing. There are terms of like a trophy wife and a trophy husband. So obviously both have qualities of a prize in a sense. But
could everybody mute, please? Hold on, Dave. Hold on. Could everybody mute? Somebody has something going on. TV, everybody mute your mic. Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Daisha. And then R-Pain, you next. Go ahead, get in there next, R-Pain. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I guess my question too would be, if one is the prize, is the other one, is it just like a supporting role? Or is it a true companionship? That's why I think I'm a little stuck on the word prize, because to me, love is the prize. That's the thing that everybody can attain and everybody wants to go and get. But not everybody can attain it. So to me, that's a prize. But when it comes to support, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a woman, I don't want to be a supporting role. I want to be your partner. I want to be like, if you're courting me in a relationship, you are courting me. So you're trying to come after me. So in that sense, and I'm allowing it to happen. So you think I'm a prize, like you guys said, I think you're a prize. And we support each other. Whereas the love in itself should be the prize, because that's not easily attainable. And it's something to hold on to. It's just like a championship. Yeah, you got it, but you got to hold on to it. So that's just my opinion.
Okay, I got R-Pain, before you go, I got a little pushback. I'm ready for this. I'm glad that you brought this up. And it was a very good question. But yes, Deja, that is your role. You are a helpmate. You are a supporting role. That's exactly what you are. In Genesis 2:22, then the Lord Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib of a man, and he brought her to the man. At last, the man exclaimed, there is one bone from my bones and flesh. From my flesh she will be called a woman, because she was taken from a man. The purpose of God in the creation of woman was to provide a man with a helpmate. And the Lord said, it is not good for man to be alone, and I will make him a helper that is suited to him. The main duties of us women is to respect, submit, support, and encourage our men. So I'm going to give you a very open answer. Yes, that's what we are. We are a supporting role to our men. Man was made in the image of God. And God saw that he could not be alone and do it alone, and he needed companionship. It's not a partnership, because if you have a leader, a head of household, then it's not a partnership. You have a leader, a head of household, and then you have your supporting role. But a lot of younger modern relationships want to put it as a partnership, and it at the end of the day, it really isn't. It really shouldn't be like that, because if we're going to say that the man is the head of household and he is the head, Voltron, I don't know if you guys grew up and watched Voltron. That was one of my favorite cartoons. You know, Voltron ain't going nowhere without the head. So with that being said, Miss Deja, I mean, I get it, but I'm answering your question. And it was a very open question, and I'm going to give you a very direct answer. Yes, that is our role, to support our men. Now, if anybody I know Arpain, you're next. Say what you got to say, and then if anybody wants to rebuttal what I said or add on to what Deja wanted to talk about, you're welcome to. Go ahead, Arpain.
Right, I'll go after Arpain.
Okay, you got it, Bess.
Yeah, sister, with Dacia, is that your name?
Oh, yes.
Are you married?
I'm divorced.
Oh, okay. So listen, I don't have I think Grace said it best. And I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but if you read and reread Ephesians 5:22-33, it'll answer some of your questions. But one of the things I think the modern women have is that supporting their man seems, feminists have told you that makes you lesser than. That's not true. There's so much power a woman has in her femininity and her quote unquote submission to her husband in a marriage that you wouldn't believe. And that's the demon that's out there that tells women that being subservient to a man is otherwise. It's crazy, especially if you find a man on his square, willing to die for his family. I've been married for a long time. I hate to say how long it is, but the fact is that one of the things that we do for our wives that makes us surprised is that we have to, all the ills and the pains of the world, we have to take those burdens off our wives' shoulders, our family shoulders. My wife doesn't have to deal with the outside world in that fashion. I do. That's when she goes to sleep, she goes to sleep in seconds, because she goes without worry because of me. And not only do men who are on their square for their families and their wives take care of their women and their families while they're alive, I feel duty bound to take care of my wife if I die before she does, so her lifestyle doesn't change. Women don't think about men in that fashion, right? We think about you and the family in that fashion, and we don't take enough credit for that shit. I mean, men who are married, who love their families, we don't only take care of our wives while we're alive. By statistics, we die first, and we make sure our wives don't have to go on the streets when we're gone. If I was a woman, I'd take that deal every day from Sunday.
But I do have a question, if that's okay, just to remember. Yeah. So do you feel that, though, that men should have that kind of pressure? Or do you?
Yeah, well, we're built for that. That's why we're men. That's a natural thing. We're built for that. That's ours to take. It's not a cross that I'm bearing on a road to be stuck up on a cross. That's something we're built for. You know, it's not a pressure that I don't throw this in my wife's face at every time. I don't even talk to her about it. It's just something I do. When I shook my father-in-law's hand and took my wife from his hand to mine, I told him that she's never coming back because I got you. I got her too. And it's been 37 years. You know, I'm 65, and if I didn't have this beard, I'd probably look like I'm 45. You know, so she takes care of me, and I take care of her and the family. I mean, that's the way it is. But the problem is that you got to find somebody who understands that. And when women start talking about partnerships and shit like that, you're missing it. My wife is not my partner. She's my wife, and I'm her husband. I'm not looking for a partner. If I wanted a partner, I'd sign an agreement with somebody. We just make a business deal. She's my wife, which is much more powerful than a partner could ever be. So, I mean, it's just the way we think. You know, you're in the modern times. I'm an old head going through the ages. And I think that's one of the problems we have. Now, I'm not trying to change your mind. It's just something to reflect on.
No, I agree, and I appreciate the feedback, because there are some things, especially from a man's perspective, that I just don't know. So in my mind, it's exactly what my not assumption, but I was thinking of it as it was mentioned by Miss Grace. Like, I was thinking of it as, well, when I hear supporting role, I think of less than. And I don't consider less than, you know? So that's why I always use the term partnership, because I see us as the yin and yang, not fulfilling each other's needs, but
complimenting.
Complimenting. Thank you.
Well, you know, read Ephesians. It has enough in there for both the women and the man. If you're both under the aegis of God, I keep one foot in the secular world and I have a foot in the non-secular world. So somehow there's always corollaries. But one of the things in a marriage, you know, we got to kind of keep the outside world out and look in the inside. How do you relate to your husband or your wife? And it's a negotiation. It's a dance that men and women have been doing since the beginning of time. And you got to work it out the way you have with your husband. And for me, with my wife. Now, she's not less than. My wife caters to me. I mean, she caters to me without me asking. But I burn my credits all the time. So I make sure I replenish the credits all the time as well. So the fact is that we got this synergy going. It's just crazy. I can't explain it to you, but we do. And so that helped us stand the test of time. And here we are still standing. I mean, my wife still likes me. She doesn't only love me, she still likes me. I'm a pain in the ass, but she still likes me. So what can I say? But here's let me just land here. In return, I give my wife everything. She don't even have to ask. Her name is on everything I own. Everything. You know? And she don't have to worry about today's pressures or tomorrow, because we go over our budget and our finances, and she knows, and she might be putting arsenic in my food for all I know to hurry up the whole transition. I don't know. But she's taking care of today, and she's going to be taking care of tomorrow, whether I'm here or not. If I was a woman, I'd take that deal every day from Sunday. Anyway, that's just me. Okay, I'll
can I just give my pain some pushback on something he said?
Wait, hold on, hold on, because M3 said he's not going to be here long. So Bess is going to go, then M3. I have something to say, but Unc, I'll let you go, and then I want to address Tika.
I ain't got no question. I just want to tell my pain.
I'm trying to hear.
Without your beard,
hold on,
pushback. I'm trying to hear this pushback. Write that shit down.
No, without your beard, my pain just still look 65. That's all. All
right, so
go ahead, Bess.
Let me say this, right? You know what I mean? And it's a rarity that sometimes me and Tika agree on something, but we definitely agree on this, right? So Tika comment says, men are self-deleting themselves, having strokes and other medical complexities at higher rates than ever before. Men cannot do it alone anymore. We are not in those times anymore. She's absolutely right. I'm not doing it alone. All right, I want a partnership. I'm not doing it alone. Anybody else want to do it alone? You want to die first? Go ahead, die first. I'm not trying to die first. You know what I mean? That's up to y'all. Y'all want to do that? It's all good. Go ahead and jump in the grave. It's all good. I'm not doing it. All right. I want a partnership. I want somebody that works with me. You know what I mean? I want somebody that we could work together. We could build together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I desire. If it ain't that, then I don't want it, and I have the free will to do that. Now, and sometimes I think also, what I mean, with religion, I think sometimes we feed into religion so much that it's ruining our relationships, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just take it to, like, the extreme sometimes. But that's just me. Like, everybody do what they want, man, like, to be honest with you. So, if people want to have it where the man is doing, the brunt of the work, or he's the lead or whatever, then cool. That works for you. That don't work for me. I'm not doing everything. I'm just not. You know what I mean? I don't care what she look like. She look like Janet Jackson, Halle Berry mix. I'm not doing anything. I'm just not. It's not happening. All right? It's not happening. Okay? So it is what it is, man. We need each other. These bills are too high. You know what I mean? These costs cost too much. There's too many things going on. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm not doing everything. I just ain't back in the day. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? So we can work together. We can have things that, we work to build a legacy together and build a foundation and a family together. I'm all for that. But I'm not doing everything. Just not happening. So yeah, that's my take.
I got some pushback for you and Tika, but go ahead, M3.
Thank you, Grace. Salute to everybody. All right, so my opinion is gonna probably be unpopular, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just shoot for it.
Go for it.
So I understand, right? Because since this is a mature group, I understand that everyone's perspectives will be that both men and women are the prize, which that's supposed to be intended, because each man and woman has an ability to complement one another. But I'm also going to be realistic. This is 2024, and we're living in a time, right, where unfortunately a lot of men out there are struggling with women. A lot of men are weak because they don't really see the value of themselves, and there's a lot of insecurity. So when it comes to the mindset of looking at who's the true prize, whether if you build yourself up or you feel like some woman's going to walk into your arms, you're still going to look at that woman initially at first as she is the prize. Because if you want that particular person, I've seen a lot of men that would try to conform themselves. A lot of them would change their personality, act or talk in a certain type of way. And most of them think that money is the solution to get more women. So women are the prize for now, as what I'm seeing, like in a man's eyes. However, when you're in a relationship with a woman and you really find that woman that actually will, like, be like your helpmate, which that's why I kind of like how you kind of quote the scripture, Grace. But when you find that woman, right, that's actually helping you in your process or helping you in your dreams or whatever you're trying to accomplish in life, and is holding down for you and your family, that woman, that one will be not only like a prize to you, but you're also going to be that prize to her, because now, like, that partnership that you guys are doing, you're putting more into the table. You're adding more into, like, her lifestyle as she's adding, like, more into your lifestyle. Hopefully, if that makes sense. But overall, I just think initially at the first stage of, like, life, when you're meeting that person, it's going to seem like the woman's always going to be that prize, because men have to really work to actually build their value. And women were, mostly born with value. And the reason why they was, born in value is because it's the way how society is picturing things. If a bunch of men value a woman and they're willing to do all these things and spend their money or spend their time to someone that's not even deserving of their time, but they're still lowering their standards, then something to me is pretty much off. And you're not really treating yourself as a man as, like, the true prize that you should be. So that's why I'm looking at it that women initially at first are the first prize before getting to these type of relationships. And most of the time, we have a lot of superficial relationships anyways. So men who probably became high in value because, like, you haven't really worked on the inside internally, you're still going to look at certain beautiful women as the prize over your own self. That's all I got to say.
Thank you so much for that. Let me just give my pushback, and then I'm going to welcome Angry Man. Sir, thank you so much for coming. But You guys keep talking about a partnership and the prize, but being a helpmate, and you keep talking, Best and Tika were talking about men are dying more, men are this, men are that. They're not dying because they're doing everything themselves. They're dying because they don't have fucking peace at home. They're not getting what the woman is supposed to be doing. The women are trying to do what men are supposed to be doing. And it's not supposed to be. If that man came home to a hot cooked meal after working a long day, you're nourishing the body to continue to the next day. He comes home to a clean house, the kids are quiet, and you're giving him peace. That is our role as a woman. That's how we are. If you guys want to use that modern word partner, that's what we do to help the man. I get it. To be a middle income now, you need 2 incomes, but some area is going to suffer. Then what about the kids? So you got 2 parents working, and now the kids are out here wilding out. If women just did what it fulfilled their job description as women, the men wouldn't be so stressed out. The men wouldn't be high blood pressure. The men wouldn't have heart attacks because they come home to peace. If women just understood just how important respect and peace is to a man, you guys wouldn't feel like a helpmate is a lesser of a role. It's so important. I saw an episode of Blue Bloods. That's one of my favorite shows. And the wife was just nagging the husband that he was so wound up that he ended up shooting somebody on his shift because he has so much on his plate. You don't argue with your man before he goes to work. Or you women, but we're trying to do the job of a man. And if us women just stayed in our goddamn lanes and did what we were supposed to do, then we wouldn't feel that we were less of a partner. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Angry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm speaking as a man, though. Like, but I'm my own man, so I'm not speaking for every man. I'm speaking for me as a man. So as a man,
I hear you.
My perspective and the people I'm around. Everybody got their own perspectives, and it is what it is.
And I just want to give a shout out to Angry Man. I did get his book, and I got the hardcover because if I'm gonna support somebody, I'm gonna support them all the way. I got this book for a couple reasons. The first reason I got is to support my guy because he be dropping some gems. The second reason is because I want to learn about men, and the way to learn about men is through a man. And I'm going to have my son read this book because he's about to be 18 on Tuesday, and he going to be getting into some shit, and he going to have to learn. And, me and Angry Man, we from the same spot, New York. We have a lot of light mic mentality. So, Angry Man, I just want to give you a shout out and thank you for sending me the book, and I appreciate you. So what say you, Angry Man? Who's the prize? The man or the woman? And why?
Well, first of all, I appreciate it. What's good with everybody? First of all, you got to acknowledge it's hard to say this because most people never really take the time to process it or understand it. The man is expected to bring more value. So if you're expected to bring more value, you're the prize. Period. If you're expected to bring more value to the situation, you feel what I'm saying? Because there's a misconception. And the misconception is that men are really the ones out here pursuing the women, when really it's the women pursuing the men. You feel what I'm saying? Women just give us the impression that we're the ones pursuing when we're really not. If you look at everything women do, from the makeup to the wearing the high heels to, everything that women do, when they go out, these are tools in order to put a man's mind in a sexual state to try to attract the man. You got a lot of guys out here, they just, they roll out of bed and they go outside. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like they are pursuing the women the same way the women are pursuing the men. The women are pursuing the men. It's a plan. With the guys, it's happenstance most times. They're out somewhere and they see a woman they like and they might shoot their shot. But a woman is making an entire plan to pull a certain type of guy. So it's obvious that the men are the prize if that man is actually about something. Now, I heard a couple of things that I disagree with that I wanted to address. The first thing I heard was one of the young ladies said, whenever I hear a supportive role, that sounds like less than. And this right here is a huge issue, because a lot of you women, you got to stop putting your insecurities on the men you deal with. In other words, just because you feel like a supporting role is less than, or just because you feel like you're less than, that doesn't mean that we all of a sudden got to change the social dynamic of how men and women work. In other words, a man has always been the leader of his household. He's always been in charge. He's always been the one who had to make certain sacrifices. He's always been the one to have to do certain things. He's earned that right to be in charge. And we don't have to change the conversation or change the terms and start saying partnership just because you feel like you ain't shit. That ain't got nothing to do with us. If you feel like you're not doing enough, maybe you're not doing enough. Maybe you need to step your game up. And then you won't feel like a supporting role is less than. Because a lot of times women out here feel like a supporting role is less than, because let's be honest, you really ain't doing shit. That's what the problem is. Now, to the brother that was saying, I'm not trying to do it all. Everybody else could do it all. And, you know, sometimes we allowing religion to take over our relationships. No, the reason why relationships are messed up today is because you ain't got enough religion in your damn relationship. So this idea that we got a whole lot of religion in our relationships today, let's be real about it. Most people today act like a bunch of damn heathens. They ain't got no damn religion in their relationship. And as far as you saying, oh, well, I don't want to do it all and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, respectfully, stop saying that. That's the other thing. I need you dudes that ain't able to do it all to just say, I ain't able to do it all. Stop saying I shouldn't have to do it all. That has always been the role of a man. Always. You're never going to change that, bro. I don't care what kind of empirical evidence, I don't care what kind of Negro splaining you do, it has always been the role of a man to hold it down and do and take care of shit. So guess what? If you're one of the guys that's saying, well, I can't, I'm not doing it all. We gonna have to work together. We gonna have to be a teammate. Then guess what? When your woman tell you to sit down and shut the hell up, you can't say nothing. You just gotta take it. You just gotta take it. You're not the captain of the ship, because there ain't two captains of the ship. You're not the president, because there ain't two presidents. You're not the king, because there ain't two kings. And I got news for you. If you guess what, the vice president is less than. The navigator of the ship is not the captain of the ship, and the queen damn sure ain't the king. And that's what they meant back in the day when they say you pay the cost to be the damn boss. Now, if you ain't gonna pay the cost to be the boss, then guess what? When things start going awry and you don't like it, guess what you got to do? Go somewhere and sit down and shut up. You can't tell nobody nothing. That's just the truth. And my bad, Grace. I didn't mean to come in hot, but I just heard some goofy shit.
Nah, nigga, we know what the fuck you do, AM. You did the damn thing. Nigga.
We know who you are,
did the
Angry
damn
Man.
thing.
So it's all good. You
You know what
dropping
the fuck it
gems.
is when you come through this bitch, nigga. Stop playing.
I'm
Like
just,
Now,
your
I
ass
gotta-
ain't known. Stop playing.
I'm just
I gotta address this because I don't understand why we're talking about who is the prize. Why does somebody feel the need? Is that a white woman talking? What the fuck does my race have to do with anything? You see,
Hey,
we
Gracie,
heed the
we just get them
message.
hoe ass niggas up out of here. We just get them up out of here. No, fuck all of that.
No, but
Fuck all,
but
no.
but
We're not gonna have
sometimes
nobody stop the show for no dumb shit like that. Fuck them on that. We get them the hell up out of here.
Smitty, calm down. I already addressed it.
Hold on, Smitty. Hold.
So what you got?
I already addressed
Fuck
them.
'em.
You ain't got to say all that. I got it.
Like real talk.
I got
Don't
it.
stop the show for that whole shit.
No, I'm not stopping it.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Some people believe.
Don't get their ass no shine. Don't say no names.
One at a
no
time,
nothing.
guys. One at a time.
I already addressed them. You know what I mean? You know what it is. It's all good. We can move on. I already addressed.
Okay, but it's just amazing to me that that's always has to be a factor. We're having a conversation if it's purple, white, or Martian, but I'm gonna let it go because you're right. I'm not gonna get off topic or anything. So with that being said,
Ain't
let's
nobody
just get
coming up
into.
here attacking one of mine. Fuck all that.
I hear you. I hear you, Pitbull. I hear you, Twin. I hear you. You relax. So let's get into it with a little of the informational side, because you guys know that I bring in information and stuff. Let's talk about the definition of a prize. Something unusually valuable and eagerly sought out. Come on, ladies. We grew up watching fucking Disney movies with this illusion of happily ever after.
Prince Charles.
We as little girls are planning our weddings when we're 7, 8 years old. Okay? So we're the ones, it's the man that has to ask us to get married. We don't get married unless we get asked to get married in a traditional sense. So with that being said, when it comes to the definition of someone referring to them being a prize, is when people consider themselves to be of great value, of importance. And the meat of this show is that I need people to, I need my lady embracers to really start embracing the fact how valuable men are in our lives. We're too dismissive sometimes. We think they ain't shit. Because we grew up all our lives listening, men ain't shit, ninjas ain't shit, your daddy ain't shit, your brother ain't shit. I mean, with all due respect, there may be a lot of men that ain't shit, but can we start concentrating on the men that are the good ones, the good fathers, the ones that wake up every day and go to work, the ones that are doing right? You know, I hate it when I see Mother's Day and it looks like the store threw up goddamn balloons and flowers for nothing on Father's Day. We have to change that culture. Or when I see single mothers, oh, I am the father and the mother. You look ridiculous when you do that. You really do, and it irks me. You got commercials for a whole month for Mother's Day, but then you don't get nothing. You get what, a heart-shaped ribeye? We just, the whole point of this, we just got to do better. Everybody knows I love my men. Everybody knows I especially love my black men. But we got to do better in giving value and importance and respect to the men. Because we're coming in these times where we're going to need our men. Okay? And none of y'all PhDs, none of y'all big mansions, and your money is going to matter. And that is really the point of this show. I need to show my lady embracers that yes, my answer is I think men are the prize. Men were the first ones to roam this earth, humans. And then God saw that man can't do it alone. And he needed what? Us. And we come from a man. He put Adam to sleep, took a rib, and made us. Man is made in the image of God. But we don't get that. We don't get that. And Angry Man was right. Maybe we don't put God enough in our relationships. It's supposed to be husband, wife, and God. I digress. My mic is muted. Anybody got some rebuttal or something to say on that? Please do.
Yeah,
Well, Grace.
I do. So,
Hold on, Smitty.
I
Hold on,
love the way
Smitty.
that you speak.
Smitty, Cynthia hasn't spoken yet. She's finally ready. Hold on. Go ahead, Miss Cynthia.
Good evening,
Okay,
everyone.
all right, let us get in, then go ahead.
I was
Cynthia.
listening to a lot of the comments, and the gentleman that said that his wife's name is on everything, he's speaking from a marriage point of view. And, I think that relationships now have become so commercialized, but women, for me, it's hard for me to follow a man who doesn't follow God. And if a man is truly following God, it's easy to take that role of being a supporting person. And I think society has done a job on our heads for as women in reference to what our roles are. A man, we know that man was put here first because it's biblical. It tells us in the Bible. But we've gotten away from all of that. And, a lot of men can't step up. It's from the household they come from. They didn't see that in their home, but that doesn't give them an excuse not to be the man of the house. But, it's just a mess. But I like what the gentleman said, the two of the men, when they said that you have to put God in the relationship. You really do. There's no way around it. And we can't go, we're talking about girlfriend, we talking about wife. There's a difference. A supporting role for a girlfriend, a supporting role for a wife is totally different. And that's all I have to say.
Anybody else got something to say on that?
I like that.
And welcome, Anissa.
Like
Go ahead,
yeah,
Smitty.
I wanted to.
I'm after you, bro.
I wanted to. I wanted to tap in on the piece too. So, Gracie, you do make a lot of great points, right? Now, me, I'm one because I'm a firm believer in men should speak to the men, women should talk to the ladies. Primarily, we can depend on what it is, interchange here and there, but I want to holler at the fellas on that. Because even Angry Man brought up a lot of great points too, right? Right now, as we know, men have been given a platform. Like we already been behind the 8 ball long enough. All right? The thing that kills me is when I see us as men doing whole nigga shit. I can't stand it. I can't stand it when we do things that really give, let's say, our oppressors throughout our community the upper hand. I hate it when we give folks ammo. So with everything being said on that, it's like, all right, bet. Yes, men were created, like you said, okay, Gracie, in the image of God. Well, I mean, can we walk in the light? Never, in my opinion, in my book. No, we cannot. No, we will always fall short of that because we're not God. But I will say that if that's the case, then that means that there's been very much so a vast amount of pressure that's been placed on us. And as they all know, that weight is not for hips, it's for shoulders. And that's what we carry it on, right? So if we don't continue to do that, and if we continue to do things that put us in a bad light, recording our personal things going on behind the scenes, unless you're doing that shit for court, so you can win that suit or whatever, I don't know why you got that shit and that phone in your hand right now, sir. I don't know why you're doing that. So when I see men doing a lot of things that really do set us back, knowing that we're already behind the 8 ball, that shit jive kills me. And that's the only thing that really, really fucks with me more than anything. Now, I know it's a nice majority of us that do carry ourselves in a certain light. But unfortunately, we're snuffed out a lot of times. I don't care how big you are, or I don't care how small you may be. A lot of us were snuffed out because it's just not enough of us. And that's the only thing I'm speaking on right now. We need more like real deal, like men to really start truly holding and carrying the laws of men when it comes to how we operate. When you have an issue with another man, how you go about it. Whenever you have business going on with another man, how you go about it. Whenever you're in a relationship with a woman who you claim to be a good woman, how do you go about it? All of these things are factors. And we can't keep putting ourselves out there to be looking like some dumbasses and giving every single thing that's said about us all validity. That's the only thing that kills me. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Hood, what's going on, my nigga? I ain't seen you in a brick.
Welcome to the show,
My nigga.
His Ghetto. Thank you for coming. I
What's going on,
appreciate you.
everybody? Nah,
I don't know. I know you've been here for a minute. What say you? What do you have to say? Who is the prize? The man or the woman, and why?
I definitely think a lot of great points have been made. First of all, foremost, salute to the panel. See a lot of great legends up here that have been doing it a long time in the community, putting in a lot of great work. So salute to all y'all. I definitely, just to keep it short and sweet, the man is the prize. And like, just to piggyback off of what everybody's been saying, is because progressively over the time in the relationship, the man has to bring in more value. As the children get older, the men have to bring in more value so those children can have more things. Bigger clothes cost money, book bags, they want cars, they need insurance for those cars, they want to be able to go on school trips, they want to be able to have all the things their friends do, play on AAU teams, take different ventures. All of those things the men are expected to be responsible for. And that's not to say women won't help to some degree, but most sisters, after they start having children, they're gonna have to take time off of work. If you're taking 9 months off average after each child, that compounds to years with just a family of 3 children. Men have to hold it down for that whole time. On top of all the other things men are just expected to do as being a part of the household: protecting, foresight, giving general instruction to everybody, and providing a system that we can succeed in, and so everybody can trust that man has a plan of action that everybody can follow, and if they follow that plan of action, they'll be successful. So men progressively over time have to get better and better. They have to reinvent themselves. They have to add more skill sets. So without question, men are the prize. This is laughable that this is even a question.
And I agree with you, but it is a question, because women think because they have a vagina that they're the prize. So in other words, that what that's telling me is that sex is the only thing they're bringing to the table, and it's a damn shame, because that shit gets old. You know, especially if you're in a sexless marriage, because this is what actually perpetuates toxic masculinity. What you should be bringing. What the question is what can I bring to this man's table? That's what the woman should be asking. And when they're trying to lock down a man that they really like, well, what can I bring to the table for this man? Because like Take Heed said, the man is the table. It's our duty to dress up the table. And if you ladies don't know, let's go over it. Emotional support, emotional intelligence, loyalty, respect, femininity, humor, and I'ma say it, pussy on demand. Because a man shouldn't have to beg. He didn't gave up his whole Rolodex. He didn't gave you his last name. He didn't brought you into his house. And for him to have to roll over 4 or 5 nights in a row because you have a headache or you're tired, that pussy belongs to him. Okay? And it doesn't say it like that in the Bible, but that body belongs to him, and his body belongs to you. And the audacity that women have, I can't believe I spoke to an attorney and he tells me that women start holding out on sex right after the honeymoon. So you're going to be a hoe for 10, 15 years, and now you're all fucked out, but you won't give it to the man that gave you your last name. I mean, make that make sense to me, okay? And with that being said, M3 brought up a very good point that he kind of brought up before I could. A lot of men would argue that women are born with value, whereas men have to build their values. Women are born with value since physical attractiveness is in their DNA, and that in turn becomes their meal ticket. Trust me, I didn't use my pretty privilege a lot, and it works. But the difference with me is I don't feel guilty about it because I use it without ill will intentions. I can't help that I'm pretty. And if I can get somebody to do something for me for my looks, then hey, by all means. If me and my man around and I'm getting a discount I'm gonna give him the discount. I done been to a club with my man and they bought me a drink. I bring that drink straight to him. Baby, save your money. Put your money in your pocket. Now that may not, some men might not accept that. You know what I'm saying? But others will be like, okay, cool. We put our money in our pocket and save it. The point is, ladies, my lady embracers, we gotta do better. We gotta stop being so dismissive of our men, and we gotta start valuing them and really take heed to what they bring to our lives. They have built the infrastructure in this world. We travel in highways. I don't see y'all females down there in the sewage system. I don't, and as a matter of fact, don't let me get my stats. Here we go. Police officers, males, 86.7%, females only 13.7%. Firefighters, 88.2%, females only 11.8%. Waste management, males 91.6%, females only 8.4%. Oil rigs, 95% men, women 5%. We say we want equality, but when it comes to the real nitty gritty, we don't want that shit. We want that cushion job, being a CEO, sitting in the office, giving orders, but we're not getting our hands dirty. So how dare we not treat our men with more respect? Y'all can't even fucking smile at a man and just say, how was your day? I mean, come on. It's getting to the point where men are just getting disgusted. I got clipped the other day on a show when I was talking about the reason why it's gotten so, one of the panelists asked, why has it gotten so bad? I blame y'all. I blame y'all simps. Y'all been sitting on the sidelines for so long and don't speak up and don't stand on 10 toes on your shit that these females are running you. Let a female try to run angry man. The first sign of fuckery, you out. You know what I'm saying? You out. Let's something with Uncle Ferg.
There's a problem. There's a problem with his statement about women being born with value.
Yes.
It's not. It's a half truth.
Okay.
It's not completely true, and there's a lot of guys in the space that, you know, will say that. They'll say, oh, well, women are born with their value. Technically, they're not. Like, so if we take it to the level of attractiveness, okay? So we all know historically people have made paintings and sculptures to the female form because, you know, it is a very attractive thing. The only problem is that female form does not become attractive to a boy until he hits puberty. So, okay, so already you have a chunk of the girl's life where attraction has absolutely nothing to do with her value, right? Unless you're looking at it in the sense of, oh, well, her family treats her really nice because she's a pretty little girl, right? So you have that value. But as far as the social dynamic of a relationship or male-female relationship, intimate dynamic, that doesn't come into play until puberty, right? So even when you get to puberty, it still isn't, oh, well, the reason why the guys are pursuing these girls is because these girls are so attractive. No, it is the biological imperative of men wanting to produce children. That is what makes boys who hit puberty so girl crazy. It literally has absolutely nothing to do with the attraction to the girl as much as it has to do with his biology telling him that he needs to create children, right? Now, of course, we live in a modern age where, you know, you're not supposed to really be doing that at you know, at the age of, you know, puberty or whatever. But that's the entire reason why women have that advantage early on. And it seems like the boys are pursuing the girls. They're not really pursuing the girls as much as they're pursuing biology. It's this subconscious thing that's written into their code that's making them do that. Now, if you really want to see the social dynamic between men and women, And what it really is, as far as just the intellectual part of it, and whether or not men are attracted to women solely on their looks or whatever, you got to start looking at the men that are in their 30s pushing 40. Because if you notice, once the man no longer has that biological imperative to create children, the women aren't able to manipulate him or do certain things to him the way they used to. It's not the same anymore. So this idea that the women have value, or they're born with value, it's a misnomer. Because if the woman was born with value, anything that's valuable appreciates. It doesn't depreciate. You feel what I'm saying? So when you look at the men, our value appreciates. And men pursue what we pursue. Our value is not contingent upon the women, but the women's value is contingent upon the men. In other words, when you say, oh, well, the woman is born with value, okay, well, where does that value come from? It comes from the man's desire for her. A man's value does not come from the woman's desire for him. That's not the sole purpose of a man's value, because a man can be valuable whether a woman wants him or not. Right. You see what I'm saying? He has value in other aspects of life. He has value when it comes to building, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to the infrastructure of our society. So men have their value, but it's not contingent upon a woman saying, okay, you're valuable.
Angry Man, can I add something to what you're saying?
Hold on, one second. Our pain, one second. All right, hold on. So there's only one thing, AM. Like, I love what you said. You're right on. You're smack on point. It's just the mating part. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that this is something that us as men, brother, we thoroughly have to get past. Okay. Now, when you were saying as far as like the age factors and the innateness of it, yes. At one point in time, we have to remember that. See, man, like all creation, just because we haven't like grown different body parts and shit, and our skeletal factors are still the same, mind-wise, we have continued to evolve. Back then, we did used to go about that process in maybe a much more what would be considered now whorish way, but it really wasn't. We went about it that way because the life expectancy of man was not as long. Yeah, of course. I mean, at like 11, 12, things of that nature, because shit, you only live to be about 40. A grandparent was like at 32, and I'm talking about old, like they're getting ready to pass away, just like almost like some animals do. You know, like how, some species of dog, they pass away like 19 if they live long enough, the smaller breeds. Some species of fish or whatever may live to, like a goldfish can live to be about 21, 23 years, right? So I get it. But the fact is that we have evolved. And so like that whole, like it being in, like, we're not there anymore. It was also innate for us to hunt and eat the meat raw. We're not there anymore. If you do it now, you get sick. You get real sick.
That's not totally true, bro.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
We're not. Check this out. Here's the thing about this. And for us as a people, not you individually, but us as a people, to think we have evolved past the hunter-gatherer stage, it's hubris. And the reason why I say that is because we have not evolved past the hunter-gatherer stage. I'm still there. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like the whole thing is this. The whole thing is when you look at the anthropology of it, right? That thing that makes us have the biological urge to procreate once we hit puberty, That's never going anywhere. We're never evolving past that. And the reason why we're never evolving past that is because that evolutionary incentive, that biological incentive is there for a purpose. If it wasn't there, we wouldn't even have sex with each other. If you look at what's going on right now. Wait, hold on. Let me just say this. If you look at what's going on right now.
Go ahead.
If you look at what's going on right now, if you look at all of the issues and turmoil that's going on with the younger folks when it comes to relationships and not being able to get along, if sex wasn't so pleasurable, they wouldn't even get with each other. We wouldn't even produce any. The fact that we're even producing a small amount of children right now is due to that biological urge, bro. So this is the thing we gotta realize. We've only been a civilized.
No. You want to know why? Because the fact is this. Me, just as an 80s baby growing up, when I was 12 years old, I reached my puberty stage and all of that. I recognized I like girls, but there are a lot of boys that grew up like me. We still like to play. We were still into like toys, and we were still into our childhood. There were a lot of us who came into that later on in the stage. You want to know why boys have come into that process later on in life as we've gone on? It's because of the factor that we all live longer now. See, now we can live to be like 102 and all of that type of shit. Before, we didn't have that type of lifespan. So what I'm saying to you is, there are
how many socks did you have to wash? How many socks did you have to wash between 13 and the time you really got some box? How many socks did you use? How many jars of Vaseline?
I got a better question.
No. You're missing it.
Let me know when I'm able.
Hold on, guys.
And first of all, that's not something.
Man.
No. Because see, we speak about this shit so fucking barbaric. Go ahead, AM. Get yours in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my piece in. I don't want to be interrupted. Go ahead, AM.
Let me ask you this question. So what you're telling me, Smith,
anything?
What you're telling me is that when you were 12 years old and you just happened to be watching TV, watching a movie or whatever, and you came across a video of a movie and a woman's titties was out, your dick didn't get hard.
Of course these things happen, Brody. Yeah, of course. I recognize. Yeah, no. Of course. No. Y'all can say whatever the fuck, nigga. I know what I'm saying right now. I recognize that I was attracted to women. I recognize which direction I was going into. But when it came to like the whole like how I operated, I still operated as a child. I still operated as a little boy who just wanted to play. I wanted to play with action figures. I wanted to go to the ballpark with my homies. I wanted to be on the local team baseball, basketball, football team. That's what I was thinking about. So only thing I'm saying is this. At one point, all boys my age, they weren't thinking about sex. They were in the process of mating. Probably 3 years prior to that, they got shipped out to the fucking woods by themselves, and they had to bring back a wolf's head. I get
Smitty,
you, AM. I get you, dog.
Check this out, Smitty.
That's not what it is now.
Smitty, you're wrong, bro. You wrong.
Okay, go ahead. Rock out.
I'm gonna tell you why you wrong. You wrong because you're sitting here telling me, yo, I wasn't thinking about sex. You're talking about your conscious mind. I'm talking about your biology. I'm talking about your subconscious mind. I'm talking about your involuntary nature.
Who the fuck is tapping in that deep at 12 AM? Who tapping in that deep at 12? I get what you're saying.
What do you mean?
No. Who is tapping in that deep at 12?
Bro, stop, bro. Listen, check this out. If you go all the way back to the hunter-gatherer age, somebody that was 12 years old, they probably had the same nature to want to play in whatever way they played back then. Whether it was chasing each other, running tag or whatever. But guess what? Because there were no laws that had anything to do with you having to be a certain age, they also was fucking. Okay? So
it had a lot to do with the age expectancy. Don't ignore that factor, AM.
No, it has nothing to do with look, our age expectancy has not changed anything about our biological urges around procreation. That is something that is hardwired into us. That is something that has been around for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of freaking years, bro. And I'm sorry, that is not changing or evolving in the past couple hundred years. We've only been a civilized society for a few weeks. I don't even think we've been a civilized society, 2,000 years? We haven't even been a civilized society for 2,000 years, bro.
Okay.
So I get what you're saying. Like the type of evolution you're talking about, if I'm just guessing, right? The type of evolution you're talking about, we wouldn't even hit puberty until we were 18.
No, that's fucking ridiculous. That's out of this world. No, exactly. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, AM. I'm with you, Brody. I'm with you. What I'm saying is that the process in which we think about how we go about it, listen, it was not just a horny feeling and some pimples that got on your face and you wanted to have sex. It was innate because the innateness was not the feeling. The innateness was knowing that clock was ticking by 12, by 13 or 14. You know you had to procreate and make a certain amount and get a legacy going by a certain amount of time. We're not in that space no more. So now, I'm telling you now, subconsciously, biologically, the clock is shifted, just like how the world has done itself. Times and days are not the same. There's something called, you know what I'm saying, a spring forward and fall back. See, the body works even the same in how we evolve, sir. So because we're not there anymore, that is not how most little boys and little girls are thinking. They're not thinking at fucking 12 or 13 years old, I need to have a family. That's not where we are. But at one point we did because of the life expectancy. You can keep trying to ignore that, but that's huge because what does a family have to do with making sure that you are able to do that while you're still fertile and while you're still good in your health and everything else. If we were old by the age of 40 fucking something, you damn right they're thinking about having sex by about 12 or 13.
Smitty,
now that we're living to be on average 70, 80, 90, I mean, we may think about that a little less time from now. It doesn't mean the feelings aren't there. I'm with you, AM. I digress. My mic is muted. You got it, AM. You got it.
No, this is lunacy. You're mixing social psychology with biology. You're mixing the two.
No, I'm missing the actual physicality of shit.
No, you're mixing. There's a difference between social science and biology. There's a huge gap. There's a difference between that. When you look at back in the day when people's expectancies were shorter, they were not having sex to have families. It was just a natural thing to do that. What we call family today, the social interaction that we've put a name on. This is what human beings did naturally. Like right now, you look at animals in the animal kingdom. Animals in the animal kingdom are gonna procreate. They're gonna give birth to their offspring. They're gonna take care of their offspring depending on what type of species they are. They don't have a social construct for it. They just do it because it's natural. Human beings just did that naturally. But now we're
do humans start family earlier or later now? Let's say 500 years ago, would you say humans start families earlier or later now?
Bro, they started later now, and the reason why they started later now is
why
we literally
why do we start?
Let him answer the question.
Go ahead.
No, I swear to God, Grace, I love your show, but I'm not gonna do this. I don't do the Fight Club shit no more. I'm not gonna sit here and try to talk through.
AM, stop it, bro. Come on, Brody. This is not our first go round.
Okay, hold on. Best has been waiting. Best has been waiting to speak. Let's go ahead and let Best speak and let things cool out because
I want to hear what AM has to say. Why do we start later now? Shut the fuck up, AM. What do you have to say?
You
Don't start that now, AM.
You don't want to hear what I gotta say because you're not letting me talk.
Then, bro. Okay, I apologize, black man. No, forgive me, bro. Forgive me, bro. You got it. You got it, AM. What do you have on it?
First of all, people are not starting families late, if at all, because of fucking evolution. They're starting families late, if at all, because right now, today, we have a problem with people suffering from arrested development. Right. That's number one. Number two, we also have a society that has pushed the concept of, oh, you're not an adult until you're 18. That didn't used to be a thing. People used to be able, people in the 1900s were able to have kids.
So if your 13-year-old daughter came and said, I'm about to get married,
let him finish, Smitty. Let him finish.
Yo, in the early 1900s, okay, before they had a legal law, a legal age of consent, people had children young in the early 1900s, 13, 14 years old. Part of the reason today that a lot of people don't do that is because we understand that you need to be 18 before you have children, but guess what? Some people still have kids at 13 and 14 and 15. That's how powerful that biology is, bro.
Damn. Do we look at it?
Go ahead, bro.
Like, nah, you were on time. You did it the right way, the old way. That's right. 13 years old, that's when you're supposed to have it. Or how the fuck do we look at them, AM? We look at them like, where the fuck are your parents and why haven't they kept you in school? Why is that what you're focused on right now? Why is that, AM? And you said it yourself, sir. Evolution. I've been said that shit. I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you for proving my point.
No,
Okay.
There's a difference. There's a difference. Let me just say this real quick, Grace. No, there is a difference between evolution, biological evolution, where our biology changes the way our body functions and our urges are, and social evolution. Those are two different things. Social evolution is what made us say, you know what? Now that we have more technology and we understand the human body and the human mind better, we know that a person does not become a fully developed mental adult until they're 25. So we have those laws in place because we understand
that, yes,
that preteen children do not have the capacity to understand what they should be doing when they're having sex. So we have socially evolved, which is what human beings do faster than biologically evolve. See, that's the thing. Our social evolution fools us into believing, look, here's the thing about human beings. The one thing that we are capable of more than anything in this world, it's our greatest gift in the world. It's our ability to fool ourselves. We think we're evolving biologically, but really we're just evolving socially. We're evolving biologically, but slowly. Because biology takes a long time, bro. A long freaking time.
It does. No. I'm with you. AM, I'm with you on a lot of things. I'm just saying the way we operate in that fashion, yes, the urge is still there, dog. But honestly, truly, you're really saying what I'm saying. This is really tomato.
No, it's not.
It really ain't no.
Don't do that to me.
We don't operate in that process anymore because of the evolution. Why is the evolution later? Because humans actually get to live longer for it to be later. If we were out of here around 35 on average, 27 at average, then yeah, I totally get it.
But our
So let me ask a question real quick.
My mic is muted.
But our life expectancy has nothing to
Black
do
man, it feels
with,
so good to see you, sir.
Our life expectancy has nothing to do with evolution. Our life expectancy is longer now because socially we have
our life expectancy is part of the evolution.
Okay, can we move on?
That's a part of it.
Let's move on.
Part of it.
Let's move
That's not
on.
a coincidence. That's not just some Robitussin.
let's move on because I don't want to get stuck in this. In this, we got to move on. We got some new guests.
Grace, can I just say one thing, please?
Absolutely.
Just one thing, just one thing, okay? If we lost all of our technology tomorrow, if somebody hit us with an EMP, guess what? You would see our fucking life expectancy go right back down to where it was. We have not evolved physically.
Exactly, bro.
We have not. Checkmate.
We have no survival skills.
I said that shit at the beginning too. I said we haven't adapted no new body parts or anything like. I said that at the beginning myself. We're saying.
Oh.
So
we started too. We haven't adapted.
Can we?
To
Okay,
the point
let's move on. Let's move on. Best has been waiting to speak. Let me get Best in there. He has something to say, and then I gotta get Black Man Unfiltered in. Best, say what you gotta say, and then Black Man, it's on you. Okay.
Okay, baby. Wait.
Well, I'll say this. A lot of the points that I had, I'm not even gonna make it because like y'all done went somewhere else. So it's like, man, I'm not even gonna go back and forth with the whole thing. I was just gonna talk about how all religion has been tampering. I was also gonna talk about the value of men and women and things of that nature. But I'm not even gonna go that far because it's just gonna derail the conversation, and I don't want to do that. And I want you to move forward, Grace, because I respect your show. I will say, as far as innovation, since we're on that point, I think, in society, if we look through history, that's always been a part of life, right? At first, people use horses, then we went from horses, then we went to the railroad. We went from the railroad to the train. You know what I'm saying? So we're always gonna have innovation, within life. And every time you have innovation, yes, people are going to do less and less. That's why innovation is here. That's why technology is here, to make us do less and less. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a part of life. You know what I mean? And of course, if something catastrophic happens, in any scenario, a lot of times, yes, we may not be prepared for certain things. But that's just people on a mass scale. Most of us are not prepared on a really mass level for anything. If you go back even further back, maybe 30, 40 years, maybe 50 years, they probably weren't prepared for a lot of things that happen on a mass scale. You know what I'm saying? It's just a natural thing. But at the end of the day, like I said, I done forgot all my points, man. And I had a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? And this is probably one of, well, I know all of my points, but I don't want to derail the conversation. So I remember everything I was going to say. I just don't want to derail it. And I definitely want to get everybody else chiming in on what they got to say. I know you got a bunch of questions, Grace. So go ahead and rock out.
Okay, so Black Man Unfiltered, welcome to the show. I appreciate you embracing me with your presence. What say you? Who is the prize? Is it the man or the woman, and why?
It is definitely the man. Let me tell you why. I think that we're living in a world that's relationship dyslexic. I think everything is done backwards. And so you remember a time back in the day when you got married, I think this was pre-60s, that a man would be the one walking down the aisle simply because he was taking on the most responsibility. And so when he walked down the aisle, people looked at him and glowed at him walking down the aisle because they said, this man is about to take the responsibility of being her father figure. He's about to take responsibility of taking care of her, providing for her, keeping a roof over her head, protecting her, being there for her. He's going to be the man that put children into this woman, take care of this woman while she's pregnant, right? So the man was that. Now, I don't know where we got off where the woman is sitting, because now you know the term that says...
Let's move on, because I don't...
You know the term where it says, you leave the woman at the altar. That's where that came from, because most men, if they felt some type of way, they would leave her at the altar and not marry her. However, I will say this. I think that the times we're living in, Angry Man was absolutely correct. I think the time that we're living in is also dyslexic. Back in the day, a 13-year-old girl back in the day could do shit a 40-year-old woman cannot do today. Mm-hmm. Let me talk anecdotally here. My grandmother, I always use this. My grandmother at 13 years old, she got married at 14. She was married for 63 years. Marriages won't get past 2 years now. My grandmother said I would go and work the turn rows in the fields. I would go up and down, pick cotton all day. My husband would be on the other side of the field. They drop him off over there, and they drop me off on one side of the field with the other people, and we would pick cotton from sun up to sundown I would go home, I would milk the cows, get the milk, churn the butter, make the butter, go in the house, put the bread on, put the greens on, cook the greens, cook a full-course meal for me, my husband, and my children, wash the clothes on the washing board, hang the clothes on the line to get dry overnight, go to bed, get up the next day, do it again. And now we got women right now who are 39 years old that sit at home jobs, working from home 8 hours a day with the fan blowing in their face, and they're complaining, I need help. Now we're living in a time where the helpmeet needs help. And she's sitting at home all day, 8 hours a day in front of the air condition. So now we're living in a dyslexic time because these women back then, those 13-year-old women, these 40-year-old women can't hold a torch to them today. And that's why those women, those young ladies at 13 years old was married and having children, had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids before they were fucking 23 years old. It's because they knew how to be a woman. Their mother raised them to be women. Even from a biblical perspective. The Bible says the elder women are to teach the younger women how to be not drunken with wine, but how to be servants to their husbands and how to nurture their daughters. Come on. But hey, I'm just a guy.
But just like AM said, we gotta put God. We gotta put God
to be saying that they pregnant with a baby.
Hold on. First of all,
which one? Which one of y'all want your 17-year-old coming home saying that they about to get married?
Smitty, my daughter
this is
right
crazy,
now,
dog.
Smitty, relax.
It's okay. It can be crazy, but the lunacy comes from the loudest person. My thing is this. My daughter, I have a daughter that's 20. I have a daughter
because we talking this stuff. I get it on the biblical.
My daughters were not required to be as those women were back then. We're talking about this, how times are now. The young ladies today, they fucking can't boil water. They can turn their phones on, they can text, they can do their edges and put weave in their hair, but they cannot perform under pressure. They cannot perform right now, scientifically, try to say that 3 times fast, that children today have a 6.3 second attention span. So goddamn, by the time your kid, I have children right now, by the time my son, if he's playing on his phone, I have to make him go outside and play. By the time he's playing on his phone, I could be talking to him, he be looking at me, next thing you know, he back. You gotta, listen, they're not the same. It's not the same. Those 13-year-old girls back then were ready to be married at 13, 14, 15 and up. They were ready. Now, the girls are not ready to do anything. You know why? Because what Angry Man said, 18 years old now that we fucked their mind.
I'd like to say something after this before Angry Man goes in real quick. There's 3 factors, and if you are a student of Crimson Cure, she breaks it down pretty well. There's an environmental impact, there's a biological impact, and there's a cultural impact. Biologically, men and women have been wired since the beginning of time to be the way we are. And so the influences of culture and the influences of society has changed things from the way we behave. But underneath all that, our biological nature is still a goddamn same. And, you know, and the way we dance with each other is only evolved in terms of the music might be different and the dance moves are different. But the men and women who understand that underneath, we're still men and women, they get it. That's why you don't put a 20-year-old woman in a male prison as a goddamn guard. And, you know, that's why you don't do that. Because she's going to be seduced by one of those fucking guys. And now there's a woman almost going to jail for that. That's why you don't put men in female prisons where you have that absolute control over a woman and they're going to do what you got. Listen, our biological imperative is the most powerful force on the face of this earth, and it's been corrupted. That's why we have so much trouble with each other. So, yeah, you know, that's the way I look at it. And the people who could weave their way through those dynamics actually do better because they understand it. They see it. And once you see it, and it's not easy for everybody to see because the program is thick and it's very hard. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you got to get rid of all this bullshit that you want to believe. Now, I understood what Andrew was talking about. And the reason why we had this argument, because Smitty kept mixing the goddamn culture and the environment with the biological imperative. And some people, and I don't want to blame it on him, there's millions of people who can't see it. So I'm going to land it there.
I have a question for you, Angry Man. I have a 17-year-old son. He's about to be 18 next Tuesday. And I see it. I see exactly what I mean, he is lost in the sauce when it comes to pussy. He's already caught 3 bodies. And he said he started late, but he caught up to his homeboys. You know, he started at 16, but it's only been 2 years and he's already caught 3 bodies. How do I get him to stay focused, because he graduates this year and he took his senior due monies and bought an airplane ticket to go to Fort Lauderdale without even talking to us first, because he said, fuck it, I'm going to the Pac Jam, and he went to go see his little girlfriend. How do I get him focused? Because it's a hard, I get what you're saying, but how do I get him to, you know, I know you're going to tell me he needs to be around more men and testosterone, and I get that. But as his mother, who he sees every day, what can I do to help him to understand? Or there really isn't. He's got to get it out of his system.
The only thing you can do for him at this point, that he's at that age, is just tell him what he's not supposed to be doing. Tell him what he should be doing. And let it go. That's all you can do.
Can I add one thing, Angry Man?
You gotta
add something too.
You gotta be able, like, this is gonna be difficult for you to do because you're a mother.
I'm a mother, I get it.
You're a mother. This is gonna be difficult for you to do, right? But what you have to do, unfortunately, is you've already raised him. You've already taught him. You've already told him what he needs to do. I'm pretty sure you've already went through and told him over and over again and all of that. Now what you got to do is you got to let him go, and you just got to let him go. You just got to let him go and do what he gonna do.
And I'm ready to do that, because once he graduates high school, I'm packing all his shit and I'm dropping him off at his dad's house. I'm gonna ring the doorbell and run. Great. Because you're absolutely right. I did everything that I can as a mother and female.
Grace, one more thing. I swear, I'm really hard on this. You can't stop him, right? But if you can get a man to tell him about the consequences of him effing up, like, it's kind of like a verbal scared straight. A man who's been out there, a man who's made the mistakes, has babies that he's paying for years. That's the only thing you could levy on top of everything you know. Hey, son, if you pop a baby in one of these chicks, you're going to be paying money until you're almost 40 years old for somebody you might not even care for. Those kind of things, you got to scare these guys straight, because you can't change the biology. You got to get them to see the consequence of their actions. And when a man is that age, that's the only hope you got, that he can hear you. Just raise up a child and let him know that there's a consequence for his actions. And you say, listen, you don't have to. You can still have sex, but you got, in all circumstances, you got to wrap up.
Oh, we prayed before he left. I said, Lord, please have him have a safe flight and come back with the same amount of people he left with. We prayed, and I gave him I gave him a box of condoms. So I stay on it. I stay on it on that. Trust me.
The condoms itself, and maybe it doesn't come from the mom, and I don't know if there's a man anywhere around. It's the consequence. It's really the consequence that'll change. For it, that's the thing that has to be driven home. I remember those scared straight stories where they had to take the guy to prison and shit, scare the hell out of him. But we're not talking about that at that level. It's getting that understanding in a young man that his level of discernment, he can't wait till he's 30 to get it. He can't wait till his sexual transmutation comes, because between 18 and 30, man, our hormones are going to be raging. You know, so somehow he's got to realize the consequence of his action is going to derail his future and arrest it at best, and at worst, ruin it. So you gotta find a way to let him see that, and then let him go.
It's funny that he made a comment and said, Mom, I'm going to have to start checking for girls' ID. I'm 18 now.
That's right.
So, and I said, yeah, you're in the eyes of the law, you're a grown adult, and these little girls don't look their age. So he's got some type of sense, but I mean, this boy flew to Florida, didn't tell nobody. Even his father said, you can't stay here with me because you made a decision without talking to me or your mother. So he out there now staying with his best friend. I don't know where he's at. All I know is on Life 60, he's in a car going 115 miles an hour. He's here, but he wilding out right now.
So Embrace, let me say this, because I like to keep it unfiltered.
Yeah,
when they're in that room kissing, they're kissing and they touching on each other, and them big titties hit his hand.
Okay.
and his dick get harder than I-10 headed to New Orleans.
Oh my God.
And she climbs up on top of him and slides.
Oh my God, my baby.
No. I got a 16-year-old son. I'm telling you, like I tell my son, and that pussy slide down on that dick. He has to be grown up to say, move so I can put this condom on. Don't let her say, baby, no, I want it now.
You got grown-ass men, they can't do that.
Yeah, grown-ass men can't do that. So I'm telling you, you have to say, son, no matter what, put that condom on that dick. If you do not, she could have twins, or you can walk away and your dick will fold up like an envelope headed to Germany have an STI.
I gotta reiterate a point.
Go ahead, eh?
I got a question for all you niggas when AM done. Go ahead, AM. I got a question.
Yeah, I need to add something as well.
The point
guys.
The point that I gotta reiterate is that's how powerful the biological imperative is. Because guess what? A condom stops pregnancy.
Come on.
Okay? You're literally fighting against your biology. Because your biology is telling you need to make some children. You need to make some children. And guess what? This is what people don't realize. You want to talk about evolution, Smitty? You want to talk about evolution? Right now, as we speak,
yes,
the birth rate is super low.
Right.
So guess what you about to see? You about to see people doing more hooking up and more screwing than you've ever seen in your life. And the reason why is because as human beings, and I truly believe this, as human beings, our number one thing is survival. So once collectively we start to realize something is against our survival, or we're doing something that's against our survival,
right,
without even knowing it, we're gonna start doing certain things.
Right. AM, no. Okay, so look, first and foremost, just like how we have had it's the end of the world from 2012, when I was going to graduate 2000 Y2K, we have heard end of the world multiple times. And this works in the same fashion. Look, the fact is this, okay? I don't give a fuck if they talking about the goddamn ozone layer being thin or water climate changing, polar ice caps melting. This world is so magnificent in the way that it's able to keep itself together and basically rejuvenate. And the human body and the way humans are able to sustain ourselves, village after village, tribe after tribe, civilization after civilization, is basically right there, proof in the pudding of how we are able to adapt. So everything you're saying, bruh, when you're talking about survival, no, fuck all of that. We're going to be just fine. Humans are going to be here. We're going to be just fine, just like every goddamn thing else. We're going to be okay. Okay? We still have our summers, our winters, and our springs and falls. Okay? And it's still babies being born. Now, I get what you're saying, but again, nobody wants to address what I'm saying directly. But you have AM, you have. And you said it. It was because of the evolution. I don't care how you try to word how the evolution took place and what it was specifically and what specific class of it. Nah, fuck all of that shit. That's called semantics. I'm not doing that shit. What I'm talking about specifically, my brother, is this, respectfully, is that we have slowed down and we have gotten to the point where we actually know that babies are born every day. We're not at that dire point in life where we feel like we have to have kids. And I'm really curious to everybody up here talking it, even you, brother Unfiltered, let's keep it all the way unfiltered. Honestly, are we really happy? Are most of us as parents really, really actually happy when our child comes home at like 13 and says, I'm in love with such and such, and I'm getting ready to. Now, yeah, you got some states where at the age of like 15, they can be emancipated. Okay. But honestly, truly, across the board, how many of us would be happy to know that even down to our child is anywhere in middle school, between middle school and high school? Because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing between middle and high school. You try and tell me they can go on a date without that bitch being supervised? Are you kidding me?
Can I address this?
Yeah, go ahead, Anger. I'll chime in when you finish.
I'd like to chime in.
You said a lot, Smitty.
Go ahead. I'm done. I digress. My mic is muted.
I'm about to start calling you Professor Hubris.
Hey, stop this shit, man. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, bro. Oftentimes, semantics or using the term semantics is used to excuse context. People do that a lot.
We are not about to do this trying to hone in and dissect and focus on words. Nah, my nigga, answer what I'm talking about.
Can we?
Nah. I know this nigga too good now. I know this nigga too good. You ain't gonna do that. Fuck all of that. Address what I just talked about, AM.
I'm getting to it,
Smitty, relax.
I'm getting to it. I can only cross the street one foot
No,
at a time.
you good. All right, bet. Use that crosswalk, Nick.
Let me do it. Okay, so I just had to point that out. But here's the thing.
I love it.
Here's the thing. When it comes to this whole concept, right, about the 13-year-old, like I get what you're saying. We now live in a society where socially we're not, that's not cool. We're not really doing that. You feel what I'm saying?
Step one.
Especially if it's a man that is older trying to deal with a younger.
Exactly.
We're not doing that. That's off the table, right? But I gotta ask you this, Smitty.
Anything.
The greatest generation, a lot of them got married really early.
Right.
The silent generation, a lot of them got married really early.
Mm-hmm.
Skip over the boomer generation.
Mm-hmm.
And go to Gen X. Gen X had an explosion of teen pregnancies.
Mm-hmm.
So in that time period, the only time we were trying to adhere to the young teenagers shouldn't be having kids is in the boomer generation. And because we tried to suppress that, it came back with a vengeance in our Gen X. So the question is, when the hell did we really adhere to the shit in this lifetime?
So AM, what you saying is that we was big on kids having babies. Fuck that, nigga. We was on that shit, but for some reason, laws, kind of snuffed us old niggas from fucking little kids out, right?
I'm not talking about that.
Nah. What are we talking about?
Before you do that, don't go there. Because that's not what I'm talking about.
No. I'm not saying you, AM. I'm not saying no, AM. You know that, my G. I'm saying that was the thought process.
Wait.
That was the thought process.
Wait. Because there are guys. Wait a minute. Because there are guys in these spaces that will love to attach themselves to that type of conversation. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about. I'm talking about the age for age. So if I'm talking about
age for age.
I'm talking about a teenager like a 14-year-old. I'm talking about a 14-year-old and a 14-year-old. Okay, let's
all right. So even on that note, bro. So you trying to tell me that things weren't a lot more structured, and even us, like okay. So what you're going back to? You said 1900s. Of course, 1900s. Guess what? Shit is a lot different in the 1950s than it was in the fucking 1900s.
True. We
know this. So again, what does it go down to? I keep talking about the evolution. We all know that kids nowadays are a lot goddamn smarter and pick up information a lot earlier than when we were kids at their age. We be noticing that shit, how technologically they're advanced and all of that. The fact is the human body is evolving.
Actually,
no, we're not growing new fins and gills and shit.
Wait.
Come on now.
Wait. No. Hold on. Wait. We gotta. Let me address that.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You got it.
You said we're not talking about, okay, first of all, when you look at that whole process, when you look at the greatest generation,
okay,
and them getting married at 14 or whatever, right? And then you move forward to now and you're saying we're evolving and the kids are smarter. Are they?
Back then,
are they smarter?
I say the same thing, AM, because we actually had to use our brain. I get it.
Wait a minute. Remember when I said earlier that the easiest thing for a human to do is trick ourselves, right?
Okay, I got you. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Remember when I said earlier that our technology gives us the illusion that we're evolving? Remember when I said that?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
The information age is giving you the illusion that these kids are smarter. They're not. They just have more information and they have it readily available to them. They're not smarter, bro. They're not.
Okay. That's a whole nother rabbit hole, because believe me, I am 1000% with you on that, because I say it all the time. We actually had to make shit with our hands. We had to actually use our imagination and brain. I don't get me started on that. So I'm with you on that. What I'm saying is that we do notice that, okay, so let's take it on the technological aspect. They are able, like a lot of us do, go to our younger nephews and nieces, get into this phone that we locked ourselves out of or whatever, or help us with this or this on the computer. The fact is that they know how to use these things. And it's amazing. I look at videos. I was talking to Soap about it not too long ago, how, man, I'm looking at kids at like age 2 starting snowboard. I get it. Things of that nature. But what I'm talking about is when it comes to life and when it comes to how we operate, when it comes to that threshold that one crosses, when you're now saying, I want to procreate, I know which way I want to go sexually, the whole nine. Yeah, it has stayed the same as far as when that when the rapper is taken off and when we discover that about ourselves, that's the same. But how we feel as far as the innate aspect of we must hurry up and do this or that clock ticking, nah, my G, that's been highly much so delayed. And that's all that I'm saying on this. It's been very much so delayed. We are not in that same headspace because we know we got grandma that's like 88.
No.
Listen, the kids are not smarter, bro. They're not.
I agree with that, so we can go on that if you want. Anything you probably about to say, I agree with.
Smitty, peep this, Smitty. If you would have been, if you, Smitty, at your age, if you would have been
41,
if you would have been born and raised with the technology that the kids have today, what you would have done with it would make them look like they stupid.
Nah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
You can't fool yourself with the fact that they know how to use the technology. They were born with the technology.
No, that's you're right. You're right.
Okay, but
I'm a millennial. We were the last bit of before it and came up into it. I remember what it was like when it was none of that shit for the most part, except Nintendo and Atari. And my generation, we came up into it through the 90s and all of that shit. So I get you, bruh. I saw the best of both worlds.
Okay.
I saw both.
Okay, but here's the thing. And this is why, what year were you born?
82.
82. See, this is why me and you are arguing right now, because we 4 years apart. This is why we going back and forth, because we having that battle. Like, look, here's my thing, right? Because we both Zennials, right? But here's the thing. The thing is this, like, that argument, we can't have that argument, because I'm telling you right now, that whole argument about the evolution biology, we'll go in circles for years. We're never
agreed.
We're never going to come to no resolution in that argument.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
We don't want to commandeer the whole show with that debate. But
agreed.
But the thing about it is, we change things socially for certain reasons, right? We change things socially for certain reasons. And my final thing that I got to say about this topic is the whole reason why we changed it socially from people being able to get married and have kids when they're 14 years old is because as people, we change to where we want children to have a childhood. We changed it. There used to be a time where we treated children like little adults. And we realized that there are some downsides to that. There are some negative effects of that.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying? But the only problem is we threw the baby out with the bathwater, because the moment we put the children in a position where they could be children, we left out the things that actually help them develop into adults. And that's how we've gotten to where we're at right now. So that's all I gotta say about that.
No, I'm with you on that. I spoke about that, AM, because I said that like it's like I learned that whole just shut up and do what I say just because I'm your father or whatever, man. Bro, that shit don't work. It don't. And I talked about it on my show how like we have to adapt and we have to adjust to, and even down to the ages in which our children shift into. I can't use the same tricks when she was 9 now that she's 16. I can't. I got to shift my whole game plan now. I got to address it in a whole different manner, and it keeps on going. So I'm with you on that. I digress. My mic is muted. Go ahead, Gracie.
You know what? Oh.
Go ahead, because then we got to get Miss Polly in. Go ahead, Black Man Unfiltered. And then we got to get Miss Polly in.
I won't stay in there long. I'll bust in there quick. Watch this. Listen, this is the bullshit. This is what I'm talking. You know, like when we're talking about the kids are smarter, they're weaker, right? I coach football to these little boys. Right? These little boys out here, their bodies have evolved. Yes, they're 6'1", 225 pounds, 13 years old, get knocked on the ground and crying like little bitches.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I'm absolutely 100% serious.
Man, don't get. All right, go ahead, bro. I hate it.
Yeah, these little funky ass, mustache little boys, I love them to death. They know if they watch this, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's how he is, always is. Right? 6'1", you hit, then they come in to practice their mama. Don't talk to my son like that. Your son, ma'am, your son is out. If we don't get him tough, he's gonna be aisle 5 at Walmart, and everybody know the sugar's on that aisle. We have to work with your son to get your son together. Now, let me tell you what happens. A week later, she comes and says, y'all got the coaches, y'all come, I gotta tell y'all something. Y'all gotta do something with my son. He hit me last night, knocked me down. Ma'am, last week we tried to tough him up. He'll hit you, but he won't come out here and say shit to us. So we hem him up, right? We got him right. It took us about 2 or 3 months, but we got him right? And so these boys, they're not smarter. They don't fight no more. They want to go get guns and knives. They don't fight no more. Back in the day, somebody called my hands. We go out in the front yard. We beat the dog shit out of each other, and we cool again next week. They don't want no confrontation. They don't want to take an L. We took L's every day when we were growing up. They don't want to take no L's. They want to win everything. They want to be winners every day. I want to be a winner, not knowing that you have to lose sometimes to win.
Yep. And let me piggyback that real quick, AM. I've been speaking to a lot of recruiters because I'm trying to get my son into the military. Mm-hmm. And he told me that he wouldn't put these new kids in. They would not survive in the Vietnam War or the Korean War. The kids that are coming out now, they actually have a hold on. They actually have a stress card now that when the soldier feels stressed, that he can put a. Who the fuck has time to do a stress card when you're sitting in a landmine and you're in real live combat? Even the soldiers that we pumping out now are soft, Smitty, and they don't fight because everything is technology now.
It's raining too much over here. It's too cold on this side.
Yep.
You can put a grievance in.
That's how soft these kids are now.
To bring this full circle, because I don't believe in coincidence. I believe everything happens for a reason, and you can extract something out of it, right? So the overall topic, who is the prize? Me and Smitty's back and forth, and all of the other brothers is chiming in, is proof of men being the prize. And the reason why I say that is because we're having a discussion about the social dynamics of human beings, how we should be operating, how we should be moving. Now, Smitty has some good points. I have some good points. The other brothers have some good points. And guess what? We are willing to argue those points to the degree that by the time we are all finished, you could probably write a thesis paper on it and win a Nobel Peace Prize. So this is the reason why men are the prize, because we're not going to agree with each other just because we both have penises. We're going to debate, and we're going to go back and forth until we come up with some sort of solution or some sort of resolution on how we going to do things. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And that's why I like dealing with men more than women, because we can argue, we can curse each other out, and then we can go have a beer later and like nothing ever happened. But women can't do that. Women will want to try to bring their mama in, their grandma in, the neighbor down the street, and it's just unnecessary. And that's why I stick like y'all like glue. But Stanley, I know you've been patient, listening. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What say you? What you got to say?
Grace? Happy birthday to your son. Hello, everybody. What's up, Unc Smitty? AM, what's up? Lord Light Skinnedness, how you doing, sir? Good to see you again. Hey, I want to go 3 points. It's going to be real quick, and 2 of them belongs to AM. AM mentioned a while ago about the worst of us have outbred the best of us. And when we're looking at like the birth rate of people who, you know, we call the Pookies and Ray Rays, they breed the most children. And a second point he brought up before, and that's what made me think about like, yeah, I'm the prize, men are the prize. He mentioned about testosterone, the Peter Pan. I don't know, remember that, AM?
Yeah.
About that, like how, like when we get older, we stop making women a priority and we go back to our dreams.
Yeah.
And 3, the biology, I'm going to say this. I'm still primal. So my awareness since grade school, since elementary, preschool, man, Three's Company was porn. I just saw them legs and them titties. I still remember my Head Start teacher, Mrs. Johnson, Miss Williams. I did everything I could to grab them legs and hug them. I remember the first time my principal in elementary school, 3rd grade, was a sister, and she always smelled good. And then she had these nails, and one time in 3rd grade, she spanked me with them nails. I'm like, Lord, I need to get in trouble some more times so I can sit down in her office, Mrs. Young. And then the piece of resistance was in the 6th grade, 1986 to 1989. Every February, Black History Month, Shaka Zulu, Lord have mercy, titties and ass. I was just like, woo! I was, with no cable. And I just
Stan, you all right?
And like, even as a grown man, right? I noticed I could smell when a woman is open and when she's not. She could act sweet and everything, but I'm like, oh, you closed. You have a plan here. But a woman that's genuine, I'm like, oh, she smells like fresh air. I'm like, woo. Okay, let's go ahead and talk. The conversation is as freeing. So I don't shut down that primal side. I think a lot of us are not being honest about it. And I'm grateful for my light-skinned uncles who sat down with me and told me the truth so I wouldn't think that I was a freak.
Why the light-skinned ones, though? Nah, fuck that, Stan. Why the light-skinned ones? So your dark-skinned uncles ain't had shit to say, huh, nigga?
Smitty, no spitting.
The colorism.
I'm going to say thank you to my light-skinned uncles who sat down with me and told me the truth.
Look at us.
Don't make me think I was a freak. And like, this is your gift. You are a man. You got testosterone, and that's it. And every time I go out, I can go to a nightclub. I'm like, okay, I smell somebody that's open. And
Stan, let me get Miss Polly in here. Miss Polly, how you doing,
Gracie,
honey?
back chat.
I am.
How you doing,
good.
honey?
How are you, Grace?
I'm good. I know you. I know you can hear everything that's been going on. So tell me, what do you have to say?
Oh Lord,
who's the prize? The man or the woman?
I do think the guys are the prize.
Why?
I do. Thank you, babe.
Why?
I think the guys are the prize at the end of the day because they're like choosing us. I feel like they're choosing us. You pushed one. Sorry, I'm multitasking. I feel like we're the ones at the end of the day that they're choosing. And even though they're choosing us, we have to also be attracted to them. So we get in their good graces so they can choose us. we make it so that we are valuable enough for them to deem us special enough for them to choose. So I do think they're the prize.
So what would you say to the women that walk around here self-entitled and think they're shit just because they got a box between their legs?
Girl, there's a lot of box out here. You ain't the only good box. Let's be honest with you. There's the only one with good box. Just being honest.
There's a whole heap of box out there.
There is good box out there, and it's gonna be younger, cuter, always in you. You are at the end of the day decreasing. Just what it is. You're not gonna be as pretty as the next girl. You're gonna have time's gonna be not on your side. So at the end of the day, you really need to get chosen when you're early, younger. And then make sure that, you pick the right man to choose so he can build up because he's gonna give to you. That's just what it is.
No, but what about the women that want ready-made men now? They want the 106-figure man. They want the man that's driving the Maserati. They want the mansion. What do you say to those girls?
They're not. That doesn't even make sense. Most people aren't even making that much. So it's really a fantasy. It's a fantasy. They're sold on a fantasy that doesn't exist.
Y'all don't know how good it makes me feel every time y'all say that. Because every time y'all say that, when y'all say that, these women are being unrealistic because it's a fantasy for a dude.
Shit, take me to the Cheesecake Factory.
That shit make me feel like I'm retarded. That shit make me feel like I'm a bruh. Look, I be feeling like I'm coming down from Mount Olympus and shit.
I'm good with the Cheesecake Factory.
But how many, but real honestly, I think it's a delusion thinking that everybody's making 100,000. It's a delusion. If that was the case,
social
media, having
media,
all these people with lots of issues. I'm not saying there's no one who makes it, but the fact that not every girl's gonna come out the hood and have this dream man. And on top of that, you're competing with other women. And on top of all of that, there's more women than men. So now you're competing not just as a person just trying to find a man out here. Now you're competing with 3 or 4 times the women who look better than you, take better care of themselves. You have to be top tier, and you got to really be focused on not just even looking good, just taking care of yourself and actually have skill sets that these men want. Because not every man wants to just look at you looking cute. They want you to do something other than open up your legs and lay flat. Half of you don't even move.
Thank you. Oh, Miss Polly, if I had a super chat to give you right now, I'd give you a super chat, damn it, on my own shit.
Yeah. You know what? We call that starfishing. When a woman just lay there and don't do nothing, that's called starfishing.
Yeah. Shoot. I need you to move, baby. Move. I need you to do more than that. And I say that because I also I've tried to I talk to some women sometimes, and I really don't even like the younger women. I be really honestly, I have a little preference to a little bit older ones because at least they kind of have some common sense that they know what arena they're in. Some of them, not everybody, but it's wild out here. They really
Why
think
is it so hard to talk to the younger women? Why?
They don't want to listen.
They don't want to listen. I think they're in a fantasy still. They really think that everybody's going to be a Cinderella story, and they're going to wait for a prince that don't exist.
Bro,
do they think that they better than y'all, like the old niggas? I mean, like the young niggas think that they better than us as the OGs? It's almost like it's nothing you can tell them.
Well, I don't think you can tell any young man anything because he's going through that process to find his own way, and he want to find it himself. That's different than a woman not taking guidance from another woman who's willing to give the right guidance, because that doesn't make sense. But in the same light, a lot of women who are older are competing with younger women because they started acting wild and now they can't find a man. So now everyone's competing in the same pool. Why the hell am I competing with 20-year-old? I'll be honest with you, I shouldn't be.
I'm not.
But why are there younger men trying to talk to me? And a lot of it is because they don't want to even deal with those young girls. There shouldn't be.
Probably a lot of that is them young girls. A lot of them is the mothers competing with the daughters. That's one of the biggest problems.
Stuff. But you shouldn't.
Mothers
You
be
should not
competing with their fucking daughters. Yo, you're like 48. Your daughter's like 25. You competing with her. You up here? Yeah, you laughing because you know that shit's real.
You in the club with her. I ain't not being in the club with no 20-year-old girls.
Some of them mamas finer than them daughters, though. I'm gonna just say that.
Then get with a man who appreciates your fineness. That's what you need to do. Stop trying to chase young men
But
who
then that
only
man
gonna
get with
don't
their
want you
daughter,
anyway.
and now they really mad because now they man got with the fucking daughter.
Now that's
Well, that's the older woman's bad because she had an opportunity to have a young man and she passed him up. I'm glad I have a son because I don't even see myself competing. I'm in my own league of myself and I have enough action where I don't feel like I have to compete with younger women because a man would rather have a mindset of mine than some of these younger women. That's temporary. Looks are temporary. You're gonna get old one day. And these young girls don't realize that. And when I try to talk to these young girls, because I've coached basketball for 19 years, that, coach, you don't know nothing. You old, you this, you that. I said, all right, but you can't keep a man. You smashed and dashed. You pump and dump. But I have long-term relationships. You can only, Miss Polly, you can only save the ones that want to be saved, and the rest, like my dad used to say all the time, to all the world, to all the people that wishes well, and all the rest can go to hell. So
you know that song that said, "Don't say them, they don't want to be saved." You know what I'm talking about? Them hoes don't want to be saved. They don't like being in the water like that.
But Angry Man, there's some of us out here that we do have the sense and the mindset, but it's like they're lost in the sauce. Just like you try to talk to these young men and you be looking at them like, really? We be looking at women like that too. And it's like, how do you expect to keep a man if you don't cook for him? You know, ramen noodles can only go so far. Especially if that boy was raised on home cooked meals. That work wife gonna get the action, not the wife.
I'm still stuck on the mythical nature of the 6-figure man. Like, for us brothers out here that make 6 figures, like, to all the brothers out here that make 6 figures or more, like, you just don't realize your godly level. You gotta
You're a commodity. You're a hot commodity. That's what it's called.
You are. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you actually make, I'll even put it this way: if you make it even over 60, I think that's pretty damn good. To be honest with you, that's pretty damn
I could work with that. I could work with that.
That sounds kind of good. That's okay. That's okay. That's cool.
I'll take it further. It's always been known that if you're a brother and you make whatever, because let's just go back 35 years ago. If you're making $35,000 a year and you single, have no children, you're still the king out here moving if you know how to navigate your social life. Now, here we are 30 years removed. If you're making $50,000, $60,000 and you are disciplined and you don't have children, and you don't just buy stuff just because you like it or feel good about it, and you can save a quarter of your money, 25, 30% a month, man, you still the king. You still the king. You can pick and choose. Just remember, it's always more women than it is men. You are the prize. When you go to choose a woman, you make her a part of your prize. She cannot be a wife if you don't choose her. But if you're a single guy, your golden ticket is no children, just like a woman. Your value only lasts until you become a non-virgin. Once your virginity is over, your value starts going down. Because you can be 22 as a virgin, you can be 35. Your value goes down. It starts going down once you become a non-virgin. So the guy would marry you at 28 if you're a virgin. But some guys, I don't understand why guys wouldn't, but you're still pure. You ain't got all these bodies that everybody's running into.
You got to make sure. But you got to
Does
make
that
sure.
come with stipulations, Uncle Ferg? Does it come with stipulations? Like, for example, say you lose your, say she loses her virginity, but she lost it to the man that she lost it to her husband, who she waited for till marriage, and now she has one in the oven. Does her value go down, or does it then go up because she's a mother? Could that be the one stipulation? Anything outside of that, it's going down.
Can I answer that?
Anybody, rock out. Shit. I like to talk provoke.
Let me answer that for Smitty.
I'm confused.
Let me ask you.
Where's that clip?
Hey, Smitty, if you open up a can of Pringles and you pop the top, right? It don't matter how good the Pringles taste, bruh. If they sit out after the seal is broken, sooner or later, what happens?
Okay. Okay, all right, you got me there because I do.
That's
like
a good
my
analogy.
barbecue and sour cream and onion.
Like that,
Okay, all right.
I hate to have to put it like that, but it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
But
Okay.
you know what?
Hey,
Let's
great.
talk about the virgin thing, man. Men in the West have already
Hold on,
acquiesced.
Miss Polly.
No worries, babe.
No, hold on, real quick. Men in the West have already acquiesced about whether a woman's pure as a virgin anyway. That's not the prerequisite for a woman anymore. It's whether she's a whore or not. Right? I mean, you know, most of us
Thank
have
you, R-Pain.
as men, we don't take
you
enough
know what,
credit
R-Pain?
for the fact that we don't trip over the fact that a lot of our loved ones have had sex before. We don't trip over that.
But here's the thing, R-Pain. Here's the thing. I agree with you totally on that. But I got to go back to my Pringles analogy. Now, once you crack open them Pringles, you feel me? If half of them are in there and you hand them to me, I'm a eat. I like Pringles.
That's what I was about to say. AM, goddamn.
But I'm not gonna beg for those Pringles. You feel
No, I can take it. I can take
Buy
it.
you a new can.
Nah, but he got a. But who is? No. But how many of us niggas have actually peeled the top?
Exactly.
How many
It's
of
very
us, our
few.
girls,
It's
we
very
the ones
few
that
peel
peeled
the
the top, my nigga?
Because we love Pringles. The only problem is we not trying to beg for Pringles. That's the problem. And I'm not trying to be the dude that got to reach all the way to the bottom of the can. You know what I'm saying?
The ones that broken by the time it's the bottom.
Damn it, man.
The whole chip at the
They all
bottom.
crushed out on the bottom of the can.
It's crushed up and now, you can't even enjoy it. Nah.
And Smitty, if you ordered a hamburger and you got to the one that they gave you a bag, got halfway down the road, poured over and finna eat the burger, and
There
half
you go.
the was bit off of it, are you gonna eat it?
No. No.
Why?
Fuck no.
Depending on how hungry you are.
I'm gonna take it back and I'm getting somebody fired.
Now,
Talking about.
okay, now watch this. But if you gave that same
Somebody
bit
getting fired.
if you gave that same hamburger to a homeless man, what would he do with it?
Oh, he's eating that motherfucker, man.
You know,
He's
and that's the difference between Pookie and Ray Ray's and us.
That's a
Yeah.
one man's trash, one man's treasure, black man. You
Yeah,
know that.
because really
You
the
know that.
problem-
That's a
the
one
problem-
man's trash, one man's treasure.
But no, here's the problem
No,
with it.
that
This
shit-
is the problem because I'm glad he brought that up about the homeless
Mhm.
man eating the burger, right? The problem is for the guys, and I know there are women probably watching this, they hate that analogy, but
I swear.
here's the thing. And it's just,
I was cool with it.
it's just an analogy, ladies. Don't lose it over it, right? Here's the thing. The problem is if a woman, has been devalued for whatever reason, right? It doesn't mean that the guy, and this is for you guys out there, it doesn't mean you got to be walking around here acting like a homeless guy that's happy the moment somebody give you a half-eaten burger. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not your fault that the burger is half-eaten. You feel what I'm saying? That's really not your issue. You feel me? Now, I will say this. If you ain't had no burger in a long time, and you've made up your mind that you cool with a half-eaten burger, I ain't mad at you. I'm not gonna be mad at you. Do your thing, player. You feel what I'm saying? Just don't expect everybody to eat half-eaten burgers. That's all I'm saying.
Now, who are the men who don't go through that? Those are the men who build their own kitchen.
Yeah.
Chase your purpose, build, get your home, whatever it is. So I don't
Build
have
your
to go through
value.
that. See, my kitchen is up and running and flaming. I can go ahead and just make myself a fresh burger.
Yeah.
And or have my lady make me one. However it works out, the fact is I don't ever have to worry about getting a hand-me-down when it comes to any pleasures of life.
Facts. But here's the other thing, because I gotta say this.
Here's
the other thing, because I gotta get on the fellas too. Here's the other thing, right?
Please do.
I need you men to stop rolling up into the new burger joint on some wimpy shit, talking about some I'll gladly pay you today. I'll gladly pay you next week for a burger today. Y'all got to stop doing that, because the messed up thing is the reason why you got half-eaten burgers out here is because you Negroes don't want to pay the cost for an uneaten burger. You feel me? You Negroes want you Negroes want you want champagne with
beer budget,
steel reserve money. Like, nah, bro, it don't work that way.
Some of us.
You know what I love? You know what I love? Me, Brother Payne, Angry Man, and Brother Ferg. Oh yeah, that's right. We are now labeled as the niggas, the men who actually look at women as no more than a fucking sandwich. That's right. That's right. They not gonna forget. He's just an hour.
But I'm gonna be that best juicy sandwich ever.
We at least used to remind them of a damn Jeep. Nope. Now it's just a burger. Now we have eating burgers, huh? AM. Okay.
But you know what though? Any woman that want to smoke, the moment she come at me with that shit, the thing I'm gonna say is, what's wrong with a burger?
That's right. What's wrong with a burger?
Hey, on to the bullshit.
Oh man, Jesus Christ.
Hey. Even people that don't eat meat came up with veggie burgers, so it's something about
exactly. They still
there's something about it, because they even got veggie burgers, for crying out loud. For the soy boys. But now, Gracie, what you got though, huh? What you got?
No, I'm just listening. I don't know if y'all understand it, but I love sitting in the room and just listening to men talk. Y'all went at it last night at JT's show, Angry Man, for hours. And I just, because you learn so much. I learned so much about y'all and how y'all interact with each other, and the little bullshit ass stories that y'all trade and make y'all so happy. And if women could just understand that, yeah, y'all could be complicated sometimes, but y'all are
Why
simple.
stories gotta be bullshit?
Some of them were. So they were talking about the bike seats. I mean, they went all over the place last night. 5 hours. I fell asleep to y'all in my ear, you know. And then when y'all stopped talking, I woke up. But the point is,
that's what we do. We party and bullshit
and party. Yeah. But women don't understand that men need that. Men need that outlet. You know, we take it personal. Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with the homies. Let them go hang out with the homies. You go work your appetite out in the streets, but just come home and eat. That's how I look at it. You know, they need an out. I need an outlet. I go to the gun range. You know, I go do things that I enjoy doing, because we need to blow off some steam. And women, I don't know, maybe because I'm older and I'm more seasoned and I get it, but I've always been like this when it comes to guys, because I grew up around guys. I prefer to be friends with guys because you guys are much easier to deal with. I even thought at one time I was in a relationship with a woman for 2 years, and I said, this shit ain't for me. This is not for me. Because it was too much. Y'all stock went up 100 points, because now I see what y'all go through with us, the drama, the back talking, it's too much. It's too much, and we need to do better.
What it is, Gracie, it's a balance, right? So, like, you know, like, all right, so I have more aunts than uncles. I have more female cousins than males. The only child I have a daughter. Of course, I have a lady in my life. I'm in a relationship. God damn it, Steph. What's going on, Steph? The fuck, Steph?
I just wanted to show up as the prize tonight.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Who is that?
I'm gonna email you a bow. I'm gonna email you a bow and some gift wrap.
You said what?
Who's that?
I'm gonna email you a bonus for gift wrap.
Anytime a woman show up with some diva glasses, I'll be like, oh, here we go.
I just came up to just, you know, and question about this burger. You know?
Okay.
I'm like, man,
look, men love burgers with bacon and cheese. I mean, as long as you make it right.
Fries. I'm like, man, I don't even have a chance. So
Look, I can't. Look. Everybody know what it is with me. I'm using burgers as a reference. I'm using yams, biscuits,
Pringles,
all of that.
That's so funny.
I don't get offended because that's how you guys articulate yourselves. You make it to something that's relatable. Like when I want to get a point across sometimes, I'll bring up sports. Like if I'm telling you, look, you're making me go into the red zone. I'm letting you know I'm getting angry. Just let it go. But you would understand that versus me saying, angry man, fuck it, stop talking to me. I'm pissed off. I'll just say, angry man, we're going into the red zone. Let's take a timeout.
Yeah.
And you should say to me, kidding around, you want a full or a half? You see what I'm saying?
In all fairness, the whole food analogy is really the women's fault.
It is.
Because y'all
foodies.
Because y'all always want to. Let me not do it.
Go ahead, angry man. Go ahead.
Be good.
This is a safe place.
Nigga, since when did you not do it? Go ahead, AM.
Go ahead,
You're
angry
in a
man.
safe place. You're in a
you're
in a safe place, AM.
Ready.
It's the women's fault because y'all always want to be eating.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Hold on now.
It is what it is.
Hold on now. Talk about it.
That's funny, yeah.
Nah, because he's not lying though. I mean, because
He not. You ain't lying now. 1 minute,
Where's
sir.
the lie?
No objection.
No lies detected. I ain't mad at you. It's relatable.
It was y'all that came up with some goofy shit called edible draws, okay? That was women, okay? Niggas ain't never thought to eat underwear, okay? That was women. Y'all thought of that shit. You decided one day, I'm gonna make some thongs made out of fruit roll-ups.
That's a lie.
This
I
nigga's
actually
gonna
think
lick
that's
it
a
off
lie,
my body.
sir. I don't think so.
What?
Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
What?
Y'all nasty. Men are nasty. Don't do that. Don't take away
Nah,
from
for
nasty.
real.
Y'all
Y'all
nasty.
decided to turn motherfucking thongs into fruit roll-ups. Y'all did that shit. I'm trying to
Y'all
take some wax tabs,
nah,
I'm gonna
that was
stretch
a
this
grown
shit
ass
around
man.
his ass. That's what you did.
Grown-ass man.
Spice it up somehow.
No. Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this?
I don't know. Where do women ever go with shit, Gracie? Where do y'all ever go with shit? I'm just riding the wave.
But I think that everybody on this panel.
Underwear in the first place. So coming up with edible underwear sounds stupid. Because they don't wear them.
No, Miss Polly, don't do that.
I'm being honest. Let's be helpful.
She said, "What?
For real?
What'd she say?"
Say it again for Angry Man.
I said most of the time women out here ain't wearing no damn underwear. So the person who came up with edible underwear was a man because he wanted to eat something that he thought was on a woman, but it
That's
ain't.
that sundress move. I already know about y'all. That's that sundress move. I don't trust none of y'all with a sundress. My girl say she going out with a sundress. You better lift that bitch. Look, as you walk out the door, I'm going to install a fan that blows up at the door. So soon as you walk out, it go up, and I'm gonna see what's going on before you leave out. I'm gonna see what's going on. It's gonna blow smooth up.
They can get some air up in there.
It's gonna be activated on high. Fuck that. I already know when you get done that. That's that sundress move. You wear that sundress, it ain't nothing underneath there. You don't wear no bra and you don't wear no panties underneath sundresses. I'm not stupid.
But in all fairness, Miss Polly, you said that men were nasty. So if men were nasty, I sincerely doubt we would invent anything that would be covering you up. I think our inventions are to get you uncovered.
Yeah, you're right. To get us uncovered in the most nastiest way by putting your mouth on it. That's how you get
Like
it.
light switches, so the lights can go off. You see that the light switch was invented so the lights go off. That's right.
Wow, it was already dark outside. That doesn't make any sense. That was already dark outside. That don't make sense. You made a light switch, you could turn it on and look because you nasty.
Oh my God. No. If we really want to go there, Miss Polly, we all know the turn the lights off started with the big girl that wanted to have sex in the dark. Let's cut it out. We know this.
But it was already dark though, Smitty. It was already dark.
But it wasn't a nigga. It wasn't a fat nigga that said turn them lights off, girl. No, we didn't. No, the fuck he didn't.
Well, I like the lights on because I want you to see me, embrace me, and I want to see your facial expressions. So,
where is this going?
You know what? I don't really care about I don't think anybody really cares about the lights. You just go outside. It's dark outside. You know, we be all right.
I personally don't like none of that shit. I don't like knocking shit over, tripping over. What is this? Like, you know, I want you to see my gorgeousness. So yeah, nah, fuck all that. We going.
He said my gorgeousness.
We in here. Shit.
Be careful, Smitty. Be careful. You're gonna get accused of being sassy talking like that.
You know what? Yeah. That's all for you, baby. Why? You know, I'm gonna call you as soon as it's a live over, girl. I'm gonna call you as soon as it's live over. Stay by your phone. Stay by that phone.
You better. Okay, guys. So we're gonna bring it in because we definitely are getting off rail. We're gonna do our final thoughts. Wifey podcast. I know you came in late, but you had to do another show. I understand. I still thank you for stopping by. So we're gonna go with Miss Polly, then we're gonna go with RB, then we're gonna go with Wife School Podcast, Smitty, Angry Man, and then I'll close it out. I know I jumped all around the board.
Why don't you let Miss Polly and then Steph go since she just came? Everybody else spoke. Why don't you let Steph go so she can go ahead and do her thing real quick?
I don't have no.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put it in the order where everybody.
One part of that, Steph. You just got here, girl. Go ahead and do your thing. Everybody else say what the fuck they had to say. You go ahead and get your word in.
Wait. Put somebody up before me because I'm going over the bridge.
I don't know. There's only 3 ladies up here. You trying to get ladies? Look, you trying to be gentlemen, okay? I'm trying to hold the door. Damn it! I'm trying to hold the door.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm trying because I'm going over the bridge. So like one person hear me. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, guys. So I put it in the order where everybody's gonna go. And hold on. Let me see. Let me change. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna do our final thoughts. Tell me your final thoughts on the topic. Anything else you want to add? If you want to add some bacon to the cheeseburger, whatever you see fit. But go ahead and talk your shit. You got about 3-4 minutes. Let's do it. Miss Polly, and again, thank you for coming. I certainly have embraced you on other podcasts. I'm glad you finally came here tonight. But go ahead. What say you?
Yeah. Oh, man. I do think, like I said earlier, that the men are the prize. I think they just, women are in a delusion that they are, they're the ones that are actually the prize because they want someone to pick them, which to them that would make sense if you're being picked, you're the prize, right? But that's not the case because we're really out here competing for men, the most valuable men. So we're competing for them to choose us. So at the end of the day, when we're chosen because they are the prize, we're actually putting ourselves in a position where they can choose us. And the women out here right now aren't providing the skill sets and learning about men, actually learning about men and seeing how they move and how they act, how they interact, so that you can be the person that they want to be with, other than just for sex. Because sex short term. So I think they just need to move a little differently, but being in that mindset that you're the prize, you're always going to be by yourself. And I think they need to really change that and stop living in a Disney fairy tale that doesn't exist. It definitely doesn't exist for the minority. And we got to realize that and come to the conclusion that, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people out here who are looking for people who are valuable and they're being overlooked because someone's saying they're not good enough all the time. And they are good enough. So that's my last word. I'll let it be. I appreciate that, Gracie. I'm glad I was able to catch you on at work. So thanks for having me up.
No, thank you for coming. I appreciate you, and you're welcome to come anytime. Okay, Miss Diva, it's your turn. Talking about women don't get stale. We sure as hell do.
Well, thank you for having me up here. I know I come in late, but I believe that I know maybe you guys didn't discuss this, but I believe that the man and the woman are the prize. The man is seeking a a prize-worthy woman that he can invite into his life, and a woman is seeking a prize-worthy man that she can attach herself to lead her and cover her. And in fact, them coming together and living out the beauty in their relationship, how they chose each other, and that love and how they show up for each other, that is the prize that we need to see more of. It's the lack that we don't see it. We just don't think that it doesn't exist. So we try to over evaluate ourselves because we just want it so bad. You know, it's really crazy. But I believe both are the prize when two people are mature, you know, in terms of relationship and marriage. I think in terms of marriage. I know people, they think in terms of one night and all those things. I don't think about that. So then it's more selfish in that manner. But two people that are mature, they come together, they value themselves as a prize. Maybe he's first place and maybe I'm second place. So that doesn't rob anything from me because I just serve a different purpose. And he serves a different purpose. And so we both win at the end of the day. That's it.
Hey, Steph, I'm getting you a burger for that. You get a burger for that song. You let me know what you want on that thing. Let me know what you want on that thing.
All right.
Thank you for that, my dear. I appreciate you, and I always a pleasure. Okay, Mr. R. Payne.
Hey, thanks for having me up. Hey, listen, it's good to be on this panel, man. Angry Man's here, man. Grace and all of us. Anyway, listen, I think one of the problems we have is that women have priced themselves out of the market, the loudest ones. The loudest women have priced themselves out of the market, and they haven't realized it yet. Well, let me take that back. They're starting to realize it. But one of the things I would like to see on these panels, the female panels, there's a few women that are starting to do this. For these dream men that so many women keep asking for, I really would love one panel with a whole bunch of women saying exactly what they would do for that man. What the hell would you do for that man you want? I mean, you can have a laundry list of 1,000 things. I don't give a shit. Just spend 15 minutes telling us, what are you going to do for that dream man? It's absent. Now, you know, I mean, some of you ladies start to allude to it. Take heed to the message. It's one of the primary women who actually idolizes her husband in public. She says what she does for that guy. You know, all the time. She reminds everybody of that. So it'd be nice to hear women say, listen, you know, I want all these things, but this is exactly what I want to do for that kind of guy. And I think women should start to practice that. You know, men are the prize. And the fact that women can't answer that question readily kind of proves it. You know?
I hear you.
All right, so that's it. Hey, thanks for having me up, you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming. Unc, what say you, Unc, my light-skinned brother from another mother?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, our pain, you know.
Putting it into that damn background too good, looking like Zordon and Power Rangers and shit. The fuck? You need to come on, darken that up some.
My brother Arpain, you know, he's always spitting the truth about, you know, understanding whose role is what in being a man and protecting his family. You know, women, y'all like to say y'all the prize now. Again, y'all greatest prize is y'all purity. Unfortunately, sisters, y'all giving up the cake too goddamn early. Y'all burning up, y'all giving up the cake, and y'all can't get no icing on it because by the time you come around to the icing, you already got some slices taken out of the fucking thing. So you gotta just work on just teaching the younger women to hold on to their purity as long as possible. You know, I know it's hard today because everybody leads with money and clapping cheeks. And guys, you know, to understand your true nature, just focus on who you want to be or what it is you want to do. You know, and don't spread your icing everywhere. Because a lot of time that shit be molded and you see what the results are. So, you know, it's just a different time that I see that my greatest and youngest and strongest generation of adults, these motherfuckers ain't getting along. Y'all ain't building shit. Y'all ain't building sand again together. Y'all ain't doing nothing, but everybody giving up the cake and too much fucking icing. So, you know, we gotta just move it and get to a better space, really, because right now, shit, the world is moving around us and we still standing in quicksand. If you young and you haven't gotten your life and you trying to figure it out, don't have a baby, male or female. That should have put you in the poverty lane for 20 years. It'll be hard to move out. If you're a guy and the women are not smelling your breath, then hold on to your breath. Work out. It's springtime. Lose a little weight. Exercise. Learn how to cook yourself a meal. Build your own little hut and set your rules for a woman, because eventually she'll see your value. But you have to value yourself first. And women, listen, it's time for y'all to change our uniform, ladies. Please come back to the nature of y'all. Come back to the nature. Y'all be some man's prize. You have to understand, y'all more. It's more y'all than us. There's more boxes than what we need. That's why we can get as many boxes as we can. But we only want one of them to be our wife. And if you're not presenting yourself in that manner, you're just another box to us. Because not one box stands out above the other. It's the qualities of that woman that's going to stand out, who she is in our heart. So you got to really think about changing the dynamics. And we going into 2025. We talking about relationships, and ain't no generation better than the other. We all fucked up in America. You got to make your life better by your decisions and how you move going forward. Other than that, as a man, I don't feel sorry for you. You just got to work it out. As a woman, I hope that you can find your safety, because if not, you're going to have to cover yourself, and it's scary as hell. I know y'all scared. I can see it in your eyes. But become a wife. Read the scripture. Take what angry man say, what our parents say, what Grace say. Smitty, he's a baby, but he's trying. But you got to take things and apply it to your life, and then practice it and see how it turns out. And write down your experience. So it's my last thing, man. We all in this place, and we all need each other. I don't give a fuck. If you can't get me in my garden, then damn it, stay out of my yard. You can bring somebody.
I know that's right.
Other than that, we're gonna keep on having these conversations, but I hope somebody get together between this, build a family. I need some little strong pigeon-toed dude running around the neighborhood. Something. It's wild.
I would say, to make it brief now, I have to make sure while I have this opportunity at AM. One, I want to say, sir, thank you very much, bro, for introducing me to, a very, very good friend of mine and brother of mine now, and that's Izzy. I met him through you, bro. Thank you for introducing me to Izzy, dog. Thank you for that, bro. You gave us a great gift by introducing them to us, right? And the reason why I fuck with dudes like you and him in particular is because I miss this shit, bro. I miss being able to have a healthy spar with gladiators and then not be some bitch shit that comes in it. Niggas ain't, all crying and whining. Like, we can just, like how you said, two men, we can express this. We can stand on it. Mm-hmm. And I love that shit because I want more men to see this and see how it don't turn into a whole bunch of extra shit with it. Two strong men can have a nice little healthy spar, as I like to call it, and we can go on about our damn day. You know what I'm saying? You smell me now? So I love that shit, you know what I mean? And that's why I fuck with you and Izzy. So I ain't gonna lie, nigga, for that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, nigga. Yeah, you earn some money from me. So you'll get a cash app soon. Steph, yes, I'm going to
where's my cash app, twin? Damn.
Listen. Listen. You locked in. You ain't got to ask for shit. You get it when you need it. All right.
I know.
You know that, and I've done it. Steph, I'm buying you lunch tomorrow. You already know that, because I love what you came up here and said. So I'm damn sure I'm dead ass. I'm buying you about burger and fries. If that's what you want to get. So I love the healthy discussions. I love the fact that we can have talks like this. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks don't realize how there are different perspectives and there are different, ways in which we see how this all works out. But just like I've said many times before, look at all of these panel windows and look at it just like a house. Each of us are looking out of a different window, but we're all in the same house. I can't argue with AM because he can see the backyard because that's his view, or Brother Payne sees the side of the house and the neighbor's front yard or whatever, and Steph and so on and so forth, and Miss Polly and everybody else. We're all in the same house, but we all got a different view in which window and where your room is located and how it's positioned. But the fact is, how do we take care of the house? We take care of it by all of us grabbing a section of the house. And that's what I love about panels like this. We're doing things to work on the home. The home is our community. The home is us, all right? Right here. This right here. This is us. So I love the fact that we're able to do that. So I just wanted to throw that in, man. Like, but yeah, nah, real shit, AM. I thank you for that, dog. Sometimes a nigga just need to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? You know, have a good spar with another strong brother. So thank you for that.
Word.
I digress. My mic is muted.
Oh, Angry Man, I just want to say thank you for coming. I appreciate your constant support. I mean, I know you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you chose to come here, and I really appreciate it. So go ahead, say your final thoughts, and what say you on what we talked about?
So, it has been said that women age like milk and men age like wine, but this is incorrect. This is a misnomer. In actuality, women age like bread and men age like cheese. Now, if you take care of bread, it can last for a while. But the thing about it is, everybody loves fresh bread, fresh out the oven. Everybody loves buttery, fluffy biscuits. You feel what I'm saying? And don't nobody want to eat no moldy bread. You feel me? So you got to take care of the bread. But the thing about bread is complimentary. And men cannot live on bread alone. You feel me? Now, as far as the cheese, however, that's another thing, because if you don't take care of cheese, it can get moldy too. But if you take care of it, depending on what type of cheese it is, it can become very valuable, very expensive. And the last thing I'll say about it is this. As I said before, bread is complimentary, but cheese is almost always an essential ingredient.
I know that's right. Okay. Well, once again, guys, I want to.
So, as a chef, oh my gosh,
we're making grilled cheese, baby.
You spoke my damn language.
Grilled cheese.
I understood every damn analogy.
You riled them
So
up,
the molding
AM.
process
That's right.
and how it becomes more better. You ever made Gouda? Yes, the process of Gouda. Listen, everything that man said is dead on. I'm
All
sorry.
I heard was
I
grilled
just know the
cheese.
kitchen too damn good.
Grilled cheese.
All right. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming through. I really appreciate it. You can, don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. Drop a cash app, show some love, whatever you guys may be. But I do write down my final thoughts because I go through my whole research. So here it goes.
Grace.
To all my embracers, I truly hope that tonight's show has enlightened, elevated, and opened your mind and soul to all different perspectives you've heard to simply do better and become a better version of yourself, to be that prize for your person. If someone does everything they can to be successful, be financially and material prosperous, fitness, physical, emotional, and mental health, and or spiritually, while also being the better man or woman, there's nothing but goodness and being a prize. But being a prize starts with the perception of value. Your value and worth are entirely up to you. The perception of you. So if you love and respect yourself and other people, take good care of your physical, mental, and spiritual health, and then you will be that prize for that person, and they will be that prize for you. So as I always say, embrace yourself and embrace each other. Thank you for coming. I appreciate y'all. And don't forget to drop that Cash App. Thank you guys.
Let me say one thing before we go.
Go ahead, AM.
I just got to give this one last thing to Smitty and everybody else in here. Bread and cheese always goes together, especially when you add some meat.
Oh, Lord. I know that's right.
I digress. My mic is muted. And don't forget about the grilled cheese when you want that thing up. Rock out.
Bye, guys.
Bye.